25, still on his feet, 30. Down the far sideline, 50, 40, 30, 20. Boykin, touchdown, yes sir!
One thing is guaranteed, you always die alone, die alone.
We're a minute away from kickoff, so we'll throw it to the legendary voice in the eye. This time we'll pass. Stafford right down the middle. He's got a man wide open. It's caught by Massacroix. 50, 40. So long, everybody. Massacroix, touchdown.
Octon in the pocket, sets up, going for the end zone. Can he get it? Yeah! Yeah!
Boykin looking for running room. He's got a convoy down the far sideline. 50, 40, 30, 20. Boykin, touchdown. Yes, sir.
On the 27, it's second down and 12. We go wild dog with Sony. Nauta goes in motion left, snap it to Michelle. He's running to the left, angling 25-20. Got a block from Brock. 50, 10, 5, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Dogs win it. We're headed to Atlanta.
And here come the Bulldogs out of the southeastern tunnel across the way. Georgia on the bench on the far side of the field from our perspective here in the press box at the Rose Bowl Stadium. The Dogs in the white jerseys today, red helmets, silver breeches. They'll do a quick lap around their bench over there and then settle in and get ready to go as the captains still wait to walk to the middle of the field. And you can hear the noise from the Georgia fans here in Pasadena. I think that was a little bit louder than the Oklahoma folks.
Yeah, I think just a hair. The Dog Nation invasion of LA is in full effect here in the Rose Bowl.
All right, captains walking to the middle of the field on the beautiful Rose Bowl logo in the middle of the field, and we'll send it down to the field for the coin toss here in just a moment. And our coin toss is brought to you by Georgia's own credit union. It's your future. Own it. We should be getting the audio from the referee, Jeff Heiser.
Captains, congratulations on a successful season and your selection to the college football playoffs semifinal game. My name is Jeff Heiser, and this is Jim Heisen. We're with the Atlantic Coast Conference. It is my pleasure and honor to introduce our distinguished guests. First, the president of the Tournament of Roses, Mr. Lance Tibbett. Next, the Grand Marshal of the Tournament of Roses Parade, Gary Sinise. Gentlemen, the coin, please. Thank you. The coin has both sides, each team's logo. Oklahoma University on one side, Georgia Bulldogs on the other side. The winner of the coin toss will be determined by whichever side is flipped forward on the ground face up. Here we go. Oklahoma, you've won the toss. Oklahoma's won the toss and they've deferred. Georgia wants the ball. Which way you want to kick? Which way? This way? Face each other. Georgia receive. Gentlemen, shake hands and bring them out.
All right, there you go. There's our coin toss. Jeff Heiser As he said, Oklahoma wins the toss. Even the referees get the jitterbugs. So, well, they wouldn't let Chuck out on the field for the coin toss, but he is on the sidelines. Chuck, what do you have for us?
Let me tell you, who are we playing? I thought we were playing Oklahoma. Is that right? Yeah. Let me tell you something, Scott. They may have won the toss. That's the last thing they're winning today. I can promise you that. Dogs get the football first. And let me tell you, we are in the Rose Bowl. There will be no shortage of flowers for us to bury the Sooners for the next to last time this year. Let's get it on.
All right, our kickoff presented by your Metro Atlanta Amco dealers. It'll be Georgia receiving, Oklahoma doing the kicking chores. As you heard just seconds ago, they won the toss. They deferred to the second half. So the Sooners will kick from the south end zone here in the Rose Bowl configuration. They'll be kicking from right to left. It'll be Austin Seibert who handles all of the kicking duties for the Big 12 champion Sooners. And the deep receivers for the Bulldogs will be Mecole Hardman and Elijah Holyfield. Hardman in the end zone. Holyfield will be the up back. And we're almost ready to go. Well, we've waited a long time for this one.
Boy, indeed we have. It seems like an eternity since the SEC championship game. And a key here coming out early is which offense is going to be able to shake off the rust quicker than the other one. The long layoff to stay in game-type speed and game mode. Awfully challenging, and Dog's going to have the first shot at it.
Here's Seibert's kick. Low and sailing deep. Going to land in the back of the end zone and out of bounds for the touchback as Mecole Hardman watches it bounce over the back line of the end zone. That'll be the touchback. And the Dogs will have the ball 1st and 10 to start this game at the 25-yard line here in the Northside Hospital booth inside the Rose Bowl. Now, the Dogs don't waste energy, and neither do we. You can score energy tips at GeorgiaPower.com.
Oklahoma giving up 144 yards per game on the ground this year. A little undersized up front, but very quick sideline to sideline. Let's see if the Dogs start attacking right at them.
Chubb in the backfield will open up in the shotgun with Fromm. Snap to Fromm. He play fakes and throws. Pass is caught on the far sideline. Javon Wims gets away from the first man, up across the 35, 40, and out of bounds. Tackled there at the 45-yard line by Emmanuel Beal, linebacker, a senior from Columbus, Ohio, for the Sooners. He's their leading tackler, but a big gain for the Bulldogs as they pick up 21 yards up to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, little play action, just a quick hitch outside. Sooners came out in cover 4, rotated at the snap of the ball into cover 3, single safety look. Great call, great read.
Fromm, same spot on the field, same receiver, this time hit and dropped. Wims had it at the 50, got popped and let the ball loose. It hit the ground incomplete, but the same play on the second snap of the game goes incomplete for Georgia. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Trey Norwood, the cornerback, a freshman, made the hit and forced the drop.
Yeah, 2 times in a row at Norwood. Same exact play, just a hitch on the outside. Norwood that time a little bit quicker to recover and come up. Dogs have seen something here to go to that play, opening up 2 times off the bat.
2nd down, 10 for Georgia. Ball on our own 46. Moving to the right. Everybody in tight. Handoff Chubb. Looking for space. Running straight ahead. And he'll push his way forward to about the 48, maybe the 49-yard line. So a gain of about 3 for Chubb. They'll spot it on the 49. And it'll be 3rd down there for the Bulldogs.
Bunch formation there by the Dogs. The Sooners had 9 to 10 guys in the box, and still the Dogs able to push the line of scrimmage back. Really nowhere at the pre-snap. Anywhere to run there for Nick Chubb. That was just the offensive line manning up and creating a little bit of space.
Sonny Michel checks in. We put 2 wings surrounding Fromm. Go empty set. Shotgun snap. Fromm looking left. He throws it in that direction. Sails it over the head of the intended target. Trying to go to the tight end, Charlie Werner. And the ball sailed over his head at the Oklahoma 48-yard line. The pass is incomplete, and the Dogs will have to kick it away on their first series of the ballgame.
A little bit of nerves there from Jake Fromm. He had Werner in the flat as a check down. May have been tough to still get the first down, but Werner was coming open late, just on a little out route. Coverage was good down the field, but that ball is one that we've seen completed from Jake all throughout this year.
Cameron Nislek on to punt it away. Line of scrimmage is our 49-yard line. C.D. Lamb, a freshman, is back deep to return it for Oklahoma. He stands on the 10-yard line. There's the snap to Nizelek. Oklahoma brings pressure. Cam booms one. That's going to sail on the fly into the end zone. My goodness, 51 yards into the end zone. Holy smokes. A rare touchback by Cam Nizelek. And Oklahoma will have its first possession at the 20-yard line. Just underway in the Rose Bowl. No score. Georgia and Oklahoma. Timeout. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Georgia had to punt on its first series. Now we'll see Baker Mayfield, this year's Heisman winner for the first time. The Oklahoma quarterback, 6'1", 220. Fifth-year senior. Transfer from Texas Tech. Coming off the Big 12 championship win over TCU. He had 243 yards passing and 4 touchdowns in that ball game. First down, 10 for the Sooners on their own 20. They're moving to our left. They bring a man in motion. Mayfield in the shotgun will hand it off to Anderson running straight ahead, and he's hit hard at the 20-yard line. We wrap him up with big Johnny Ledbetter.
Just a read option look there from Oklahoma. Ledbetter not even blocked. Came across from the outside edge untouched and just swallowed up the Oklahoma running back. Dogs there. Single safety man across the board.
No gain on the carry by Rodney Anderson. They run out of the pistol. Snap to Mayfield. Play fake. He rolls to the right. Looks downfield. Throws. And it's caught on the run at the 34 by the fullback Dimitri Flowers. And Flowers will be tackled at the 37-yard line. A gain of 17 and a first down, and Oklahoma going with some tempo here. They go no huddle, quickly up to the ball. First and 10 at their own 36. Play fake to the right. They throw it over the middle to Flowers again. He catches it at midfield, and we have to ride him down all the way down at our 35-yard line. So 2 throws to Flowers, Z, and they're moving the ball.
Yeah, just run-pass option there. Oklahoma does it very well. Just up the seam, free release. You get the linebacker's attention with the play action and throw it over the top of him.
Here goes Mayfield again. This time throws and caught at the 30. Check a flag back at the line of scrimmage. That pass complete to the tight end, Mark Andrews. But let's check a flag back at the 40-yard line.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Defense. Number 52. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Jeff Heiser, our referee from this ACC crew, called that one on Tyler Clark. Hands to the face, personal foul. Oklahoma in the scoring position soon. They'll walk off the 15-yarder after the end of the catch. That puts them in the red zone at the Georgia 15-yard line. We're scoreless first quarter. Not quite 3 full minutes into the ball game, and Oklahoma, after 2 passes and a 15-yard penalty, settling in on the Georgia 15. First and 10. Mayfield in the shotgun. Anderson in the backfield off to his right. Catch, throw to the right to Anderson in the backfield. Upended at the 13-yard line as J.R. Reed went low and upended Anderson on the pass out of the backfield. He'll come down on the 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 2.
Dogs again still in single safety, man-to-man. Anderson, just like you said, Scott, little swing pass. That's nothing but a running play for this Oklahoma Sooner offense. Try to get the ball on edge, outside and contained, but the speed of Georgia there closed very quickly.
Rodney Anderson in the backfield, 6'2", redshirt sophomore, lined up behind Mayfield. They work on the far hash, moving left. Second down on the 13. Play fake. Mayfield pulls it out, throws it into the end zone. Touchdown.
Boy,
Marquise Brown caught it in the back right corner, Z.
Sorry, Scott. Great play fake there. Mayfield really held that football in the back of his belly for a long time. And again, just sucked up the defensive backs for Georgia to lead. The Oklahoma Sooners wide open in the back of the end zone.
Marquise Brown, that's his 50th catch of the season, the 7th touchdown reception by the 5'11 sophomore from Hollywood, Florida. From Hollywood to Hollywood, I guess, as he scores the first points of the ball game. Here's the point after try by Austin Seibert. It is up and good, and Oklahoma strikes first with an 80-yard drive, aided by a 15-yard personal foul penalty by the Dogs defense. It's 7-0 Oklahoma. Timeout in the Rose Bowl. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Georgia, Oklahoma.
Race to the end zone. 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Nick Chubb. It's Chubby time.
This is the College Football Playoff.
The backs to know that they've got to give him the ability to pull the ball out if necessary, and they're not just yanking it and running with it. Here's Seibert's long kickoff. That will sail over the back of the end zone for the second time. Another touchback for the Sooner kicker, and it'll be the Dogs' ball again
First and 10 at the 25. 7-0 is our score. Oklahoma scores first. 11:31 on the clock here in the opening period. Better buckle up because SiriusXM is 0 to everything in 150 channels. Commercial-free music, entertainment, comedy, news, and, of course, coverage of every major sport, including Georgia football. So tune in and let's ride. Dogs on the 25. Going to the I formation. Chubb is the tailback. Payne is the fullback. Everybody in tight between the hash marks, moving to the right. Toss sweep to Chubb to the left. Chubb looking for room. He's got a block to the corner. Cross the 30, 35, 40. Breaks a tackle. 45. Still driving all the way to midfield to the 50. 25 yards for Nick Chubb on the far side of the field.
Huge block there by Isaiah Wynn on the toss sweep. Got outside and allowed Nick Chubb to get outside. Isaiah Wynn did a good job of hooking the Oklahoma defender, and then the power of Nick Chubb picking up yards again after contact.
That's a Scana Energy first down. He broke the tackle of Kenneth Murray, and then Motley had to get him down on the turf at the 25. The Dogs at midfield, first and 10 there, trailing 7-0 here early in the first quarter. Fromm going to give it to Chubb again. A hole opens, and then it closes just as quick, and Oklahoma's defense will clobber him at this Sooner 49. Devontae Lampkin, a nose guard, hit Chubb first and drove him back. That hole was there momentarily, but then all those crimson shirts just engaged on Chubb after a 1-yard pickup. It'll be second down and 9.
Make no mistake about it, Oklahoma wants to shut down this Georgia rushing attack. Single safety there, brought a safety into the box, brought pressure as well. Those are run blitzes, trying to shore up the interior of this Oklahoma defense.
Sony Michel in the game. He's going to get a carry. Running to the near side. Breaks through a tackle to the 40, to the 35. Cuts behind a block. 30, 29, 28. For Sony Michel, Stephen Parker, the strong safety, got him down on the Oklahoma sideline. Terry Godwin with a block on this near edge. And it's another Georgia first down. That's brought to you by Scana Energy. The Dogs ball. First and 10 on the Oklahoma 29 is where they spotted a 20-yard gain for Sony Michel.
Yeah, we've got some playmakers, too. That time just off tackle, right behind the back of Andrew Thomas. Ben Cleveland over there as well. Nice seam and crease opened up, and then Sony Michel did the rest.
We slide a tight end in motion, left to right, play fake to Michel. Fromm with time, looks, throws it left side. A reaching grab at the 25, caught by the tight end Werner, and they will drive him to the far sideline and out of bounds there. When they finished with the tackle, they forced him out around the 29, but forward progress is going to give him the ball up to the 27. Caleb Kelly and Kenneth Murray, the linebackers, on the stop for the Oklahoma defense.
Dogs wanted to take a shot downtown and a takeoff and a post route out in the middle. Good coverage there by Oklahoma, forcing Jake just to come to his check down.
The spot only gave us 2 yards. Werner was farther downfield than that, but it's second down and 8 now. Play fake. Fromm sets up to throw, looks down the middle, nothing there. Pump fakes, now throws, he threads the needle. It's caught at the 14 by Wims. Javon Wims caught it, and then he spun and tackled at the 13-yard line by Norwood, the cornerback.
Wims came back just on a curl route, was running a post route, then hit the top of his stem, right back down that stem, and Jake Fromm had to fit that into a pretty tight spot. I'm not even sure if Javon saw the ball, it just kind of stuck in his belly.
A missile came flying in for another Scana Energy first down. The ball on the 13, a 14-yard gain. First and 10 on the Sooner, 13 for the Dogs. We trail 7-0. Man in motion, play fake Michel. Throw it into the corner to Sony. He catches it backwards and gets inside the pylon. Left corner, touchdown Sony Michel.
Boy, great play call there by Coach Cheney. Javon Wims on a slant pass and occupied the Oklahoma defense, and then Sony Michel just sneaks out of the backfield on a flat route. Jake Fromm does a good job seeing him, almost stops him and makes him turn around so he doesn't run out of bounds, and then just waltzed into the end zone.
Well, the Dogs match Oklahoma's 13-yard touchdown pass with one of their own. Fromm to Sony, a 13-yard score. That touchdown brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Here's Rodrigo Blankenship for the point after try. Nislek to hold. The kick by Blankenship is up and good. And we are tied. Georgia 7, Oklahoma 7. Rose Bowl first quarter with 8:27 to go in period number 1. Timeout on the field. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Freshman Jake Fromm, 14th touchdown total for Sony Michel. That's his first receiving touchdown of the season. Here's Blankenship's kick from left to right. Jeff Badette, the Kentucky transfer, the deep receiver. He'll watch it bounce in the end zone and over the back line for the touchback.
and it'll be Oklahoma's ball again, 1st and 10 on the 25. 7-7 is our score. Piedmont Healthcare is the official healthcare provider of the Georgia Bulldogs, and we'll see if this Georgia defense can tighten up a little bit on the second go-around with the Sooners' offense. I think television has have they taken another timeout? Georgia's defense is up over the line of scrimmage, but the Sooners are huddling up on the near sideline around their head coach, Lincoln Riley. Now the Sooners break the huddle. They'll head out to the line of scrimmage. Play clock is at 19. Now they get up to the line. 1st and 10 at the 25. Mayfield back in the shotgun. Anderson offset behind him to his left. Bring him in motion from the far side. Play fake and throw it to the motion man. On the near side, that is Marquise Brown, guy who scored the touchdown moments ago. He'll catch it and out of bounds into the Oklahoma bench at the 34-yard line. A gain of 9. It'll be 2nd down and 1.
Oklahoma there with 4 wideouts in the game. Dogs stay with their standard defensive package. 4 defensive backs, had 3 linebackers with 4 linebackers in the game and 3 down linemen.
Out of the pistol this time. Mayfield claps his hands, asks for the ball. He gives it to Anderson. He starts to the right, cuts back inside because he had run right into Ledbetter, who was being blocked, but he gains a couple of more yards to the 37-yard line, and that's where Roquan Smith makes the tackle for the Georgia defense. Ball at the 37, a gain of 3 for Anderson. Quickly, Oklahoma with a 1st down. Mayfield with a play fake and a deep ball far sideline, throws it out of bounds. There looked like a hold or interference on the far side. The ball sails over everybody's head as he was trying to go to Brown again, and it was DeAndre Baker in coverage. There was some contact on the far sideline. There is no flag. The ball landed about 4 or 5 yards over everybody's head, incomplete.
Dogs on that 1st down play were in a 2 safety look. That time back to man-to-man. Predominantly we've seen man-to-man from the Dogs. DeAndre Baker, great job on the outside in that man-to-man coverage. Nowhere for Baker Mayfield to throw the football.
Sooners with 3 receivers out wide to the right, 1 to the left. Anderson in the backfield with Mayfield. Ball on the 37, 2nd down and 10 for Oklahoma from their own 37. Handoff. Anderson runs at left tackle. He's got space, 45, 50, pulling away from Roquan Smith near sideline. We ride him down all the way inside the Georgia 20. We couldn't catch up to Anderson. He broke through a couple of tackles and pushed it all the way down to the Dogs' 18. Roquan finally caught up with him there.
Oklahoma again in a trips right formation. Roquan Smith was cheating a little bit to the strength of the formation and got out of position.
45-yard run. Oklahoma goes quickly. Anderson takes it and gets it inside the 10, running between the hash marks, straight ahead down to the 9-yard line.
Oklahoma right now spreading us out. We've just got Roquan Smith in the interior. They're getting backs on us.
Here's Anderson. Big hole, runs it straight up the gut and into the end zone, touchdown. No contact until he got to right around the 1 or the goal line. That's the first Georgia defender that hit Anderson. And another quick strike for the Oklahoma offense. They take it 75 yards for the score.
Yeah, in the air on the first series, that time on the ground. Oklahoma spreading us out and then able to get their big offensive linemen up to the 2nd level and on to Roquan Smith right now. A lot of running room. We're not touching them until they're 7 or 8 yards down the field.
That was a 9-yard run by Rodney Anderson for the touchdown to put Oklahoma in the lead again, 13-7. Here's Austin Seibert, the junior 5'9", for the point after try. The snap and the hold and the kick is up and good. And it's Oklahoma 14, Georgia 7 now. After a 75-yard drive, very fast on the clock again, only 91 seconds. 6 plays, 75 yards, and a 9-yard touchdown run by Anderson. And we've seen both teams now with big chunks of yardage being just gobbled up by the offenses. Georgia's had a 25-yard run by Chubb, a 20-yard run by Michelle. Time in the game here in the first quarter from right to left. 14-7, Sooners leading. Gets his leg into this one and drills it again over the back line of the end zone for his 3rd touchback of the game. And the Dogs will start 1st and 10 at the 25 once again.
Jake Fromm early in this game, 4 out of 6, 50 yards, 1 touchdown pass. Nick Chubb, 29 yards on the ground. Sony Michel with 20 yards on the ground. And give some credit to that last drive to the Georgia offensive line. A lot of time for Jake Fromm to sit back and scan the field.
Dogs huddle up, ball on the 25, 1st and 10 Dogs. Lamont Gilliard the center, Cleveland and Baker are the guards, Wynn and Thomas are the tackles. We've got 2 tight ends in the ball game, Nauta and Blazevich. Chubb's in the backfield. Fromm will work from under center. Receivers in tight as the Dogs work between the hash marks, moving right. Handoff Chubb. He cuts back, starts left, cuts back towards the middle of the field and runs it straight up the gut between the hash marks to the 35, maybe the 36 when they spot the football. 11 yards and a first down for the Dogs. That first down brought to you by Scana Energy.
Bunch formation there by the Dogs. Oklahoma had all 11 guys within 10 yards of that football, but the push by the big boys up front, pretty impressive.
6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Chubb running left, trying to cut inside the numbers around the 40-yard line. He'll be stacked up there. DJ Ward, the defensive end, hit him first. A senior from Moore, Oklahoma, makes first contact on Chubb at the 40, and that's a gain of 4. And it'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Dogs. Ball on our own 40-yard line. 14-7, Oklahoma leading here in the first quarter.
Another off-tackle play there by the Dogs, but good vision by Nick Chubb. Had a huge alley to cut back and did it on that one.
We're going to run it with Swift, blocking by the tight end on the near edge. Swift trying to read the block of his tight end, Charlie Warner. Got tackled by the free safety, Will Johnson, at the 43 on the Oklahoma sideline. He was running right behind Warner, but Oklahoma had 2 or 3 defenders rush in quickly and stop Swift after a short gain to the 43. A 3-yard pickup. It's 3rd down and 3 for the Dogs.
Jet sweep there by the Dogs. And we talked about the speed of the Oklahoma defense. There you saw it rise up. Oklahoma very good sideline to sideline.
2 receivers left, 1 to the right. They bring the tight end tight on the right. Sony's in the backfield. Fromm wants to throw. He sidearms one, shorts it to the tight end. It's caught at the 49 and tackled and out of bounds at the 50 on the Oklahoma sideline. Charlie Warner reels it in. Emmanuel Beal, the linebacker, with the stop. It's a first down for Georgia, and the ball up to the Oklahoma 49-yard line. A pickup of 8 yards, and the sticks move, and the series moves on for the Dogs, who are down 7 right now. We're getting late in the first quarter.
Another good read by Jake Fromm. Oklahoma deep in their secondary, good coverage. Jake had to come down to his check down. Warner again on a little out route. Did it perfectly, and that time on time.
Play fake to Michelle. Fromm wants to go deep. He'll dump it off short to the tight end. Warner again, and Big Charlie hustles his way down to the 38-yard line. Hit low by Beal, the linebacker, who makes the tackle. It's the Dogs' ball on the Sooner 38-yard line. A gain of 11 for the Dogs and another first down.
Great patience by Jake Fromm, taking what Oklahoma is giving him. Their coverage, they're very soft, very deep, so nothing down the field that we can push the football to. But Jake, the first couple of series, looked a little off time. Right now, this series, back on rhythm and on time and getting the football out of his hands.
DeAndre Swift in the backfield. He'll run for a pass route. Fromm will throw it on a crossing route to Simmons. Tyler Simmons catches the ball at the 34, downfield to the 28-yard line. Hit by Kenneth Murray, the middle linebacker for Oklahoma. It's going to be close to a first down. The ball will be spotted where the officials are going to take a look at it. Now they will ask for a timeout and will measure it. It's going to be spotted near the 28-yard line. The gain is almost a full 10 yards, and we'll see if it's a first down as they'll bring the sticks across the field from the Georgia sideline, almost all the way to the Oklahoma sideline. That's where they'll measure the football.
Just great protection up front. Isaiah Wynn, Kendall Baker, Lamont Gilliard, Big Ben Cleveland, Andrew Thomas. All kinds of time for Jake Fromm to scan the field and deliver the football. And he's doing it patiently with checkdowns time after time here.
He got 9 yards and 34 inches. He needs about 2 inches for a first down. They'll spot the ball on the Sooner 28-yard line. Dogs will have it on the near hash, moving to the right. 3:58 on the clock here in the first quarter, with Oklahoma leading in the Rose Bowl 14-7. And the Dogs are moving steadily with power football. Chubb and Payne are in this formation for the Dogs now as they approach the football. Lamont Gilliard, the junior center from Fayetteville, North Carolina, up over the ball. And the Dogs will run out of the eye with Christian Payne at fullback. Chubb is the tailback. Receivers in tight. We work on the near hash. 2nd down and inches. And Oklahoma moves, and we had a guy move too, and flags fly all over the place.
Ball start. Offense. Number 65. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
That's our left guard, Kendall Baker, who moved early. Now it'll be second down, 5 yards and 2 inches for a first down.
Yeah, Jake tried to go with the hard count there and get a free one. It's a shame, too. A chance there, just almost a play to waste. You can do anything that you want to in that situation. Still not dire for the Dogs. Second and medium, but a wasted opportunity right there.
That hard count got the wrong guy and the wrong color team. Second down, ball on the Oklahoma 33. Fromm, quick throw to the near side with blockers. That's Godwin, makes the catch, and they'll shove him out on the Oklahoma sideline right around the 32 or the 33-yard line. Not much of a gain, if any, on that quick pass play. Parnell Motley, the cornerback on this side, a sophomore from Washington, D.C., makes the stop for Oklahoma.
Oklahoma in a 3-4 look, bringing pressure from the strong side of the formation. Just a bubble screen on the outside. We just whiffed on the block.
No gain on the play. It's third down and 5 for the Dogs. We go empty. Sony Michel comes in. He'll line up in the slot on the near side. We've got 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. And now Sony will shift into the backfield. Play clock at 8. Fromm taking a look at it. Takes the snap. Looks left. Looking. Now rolling to the right. Under pressure. Throws it. Caught by Michel. He cuts. They dive low. You tackle him at the 31.5-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down. Michel got it, and then it was a 1-on-2 situation, and Sony didn't have much space to work with. Oklahoma will stop the senior from Plantation just shy of the 30-yard line. It'll be fourth down and about 2.5, 3 yards to go for the Dogs, and we'll send on the field goal unit. So as it turned out, Z, that false start penalty really hurt us.
Yeah, you try to stay away from those mental mistakes. First one that we've really seen in the football game today, and you're right, came back to bite us.
Here's Rodrigo Blankenship from the 38-yard line, a 48-yard try, near hash kicking to the right. There's the snap and the hold. Kick is in the air, end over end, reaching towards the goalpost, and it is no good. I believe from this angle, looked like he missed it to the left. So Blankenship comes up empty on his first Rose Bowl field goal try, and our score remains Oklahoma 14 and Georgia 7. That was a promising drive that wilted after a 5-yard false start penalty.
The Dogs now need to step up and see if we can slow down this juggernaut offense of Oklahoma. The need to respond to keep the game close. Offense didn't get the job done there and get points on the board. Defense now has to step up and see if they can slow Baker Mayfield and Oklahoma down.
So the Sooners, with their best starting field position of the game so far, they'll be at their own 31-yard line. They've scored each time they've had the ball thus far. And here they go again. First and 10 at the 31. Mayfield, quick throw to the right to Anderson out of the backfield. We'll hit him behind the line of scrimmage and won't let him get back to the line. It's going to be a lost yardage play. They'll give him a spot up to the 29-yard line. Anderson caught it about 2 yards deeper in the backfield than that. Georgia hitting him with DeAndre Walker and Aaron Davis. It's a loss of 2, second down and 12. Oklahoma ready to go. Mayfield hit as he delivers a pitch out to the right side. Oklahoma will run it with Jeff Badette, who took the pitch just in time as Mayfield was being hit by, I think, Walker, the linebacker, came up and laid a lick on the Oklahoma quarterback, but he got the pitch off, and Badette up to the 38-yard line, and it's going to be third down and 3 now for the Sooners on their own 38.
Slight adjustment here for the Dogs. They've been a lot of man-to-man this series now, going cover 2. 2 deep safeties and then pressing up on the outside.
They work on the far hash, moving left. 49 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mayfield looks to the near side. Now he's ready to go. Takes the snap with Anderson with him in the backfield. In the shotgun. Quick throw. Caught for a first down at the 44 on a slant by C.D. Lamb, the freshman from Richmond, Texas. Tackled from behind as Tyreek McGee drags him to the turf. But the ball up to the Oklahoma 48.
Yeah, just too easy there. Little inside release from the outside receiver on the slant route. We can't allow him to get inside. That's an easy pitch and catch.
And it's a first down for the Sooners. Now they will huddle up. They may let the clock run out here in the first quarter. Just 11 seconds to go. They'll stay in the huddle for the final 10 seconds or so. And the Sooners will be satisfied to switch ends of the field here with a 14-7 lead and the ball after one period of play. Rose Bowl 2018, New Year's Day in Pasadena, California. 1st and 10, Oklahoma. Ball on their own 48-yard line. They're now driving to our right as we view it here from the Keith Jackson press box. Sponsored by Northside Hospital here in the Rose Bowl. Mayfield will fake and throw to the tight end, Andrews, on a crossing route to the left. He catches it in Georgia territory at the 41-yard line. And that's going to be another Oklahoma first down. A gain of 11. Lorenzo Carter, the linebacker, on the tackle for the Georgia defense.
Andrews just on a quick out route, had a post route over the top of him. Baker Mayfield, a slight rollout to his right, then looking to throw back to that post. Didn't see it. Very quick through his progression. Got the football out of his hands to his tight end.
Second catch of the day by the Mackey Award winner, signifying the best tight end in college football. Andrews with 60 catches this season for the Sooners. Mayfield takes a high snap, hands it off to Anderson. He runs through Georgia tackles. 30, 25, 20, far sideline, 10, 5. We won't catch him. Touchdown, Oklahoma.
Boy, just a little off-tackle play right there again. Anderson through the line of scrimmage, not a soul touching him until he gets about 8-9 yards downfield, and then it was a fingertip that got on him.
41 yards on the touchdown run by Anderson. He is racking up the yardage. 107 now here in the first half for the Oklahoma running back. Here's Austin Seibert for the point after try, as the Sooners try to go up a full 14 points on the Dogs here in the early seconds of the second quarter. There's the snap, the hold, the kick in the air. It's good. 21-7. The Sooners haven't missed yet. Dogs will get the ball when we come back. Timeout here in the Rose Bowl. It's Oklahoma 21, Georgia 7 on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Seibert from left to right on the kick. It's in the air, sailing end over end into the end zone. Hardman will catch it 5 yards deep. Elijah Holyfield will tell him to take a knee, and he does that, and the Dogs will have the ball on the touchback at the 25. Let's go down to the sidelines. Cook's Pest Control Sideline Report with Chuck Dowdle. Chuck.
Yeah, guys, I got to tell you, if you think that there's any dip in the excitement and, in fact, in the energy level of this Georgia sideline, just because they're down now 14, you are wrong. In fact, Coach Pittman just over talking with the offensive line, telling them, now look, stay calm, because they want out on that field. They want to get something going, and they realize the urgency of this situation.
Down 2 scores here early in the second quarter. We'll send 2 receivers out to the right. Sony Michel in the backfield. We bring Hardman in motion. Hand it off to Sony. He's got a gap at right tackle. Sony quickly, 35-40, 45-50, 45-40 in Oklahoma territory. Move to the sideline. 10, 5, touchdown. Touchdown, Sony. Took it to the house.
Boy, is that ever a way to respond. Great job up front. No different than Oklahoma's been getting into our secondary without a touch. That time, Sony Michel into the secondary. One move on the Oklahoma free safety. That left him on the ground, and then nobody going to catch number 1.
75 yards, matches the longest run of his career. And that'll change the tempo and the pace of this ball game, as the Dogs have made it 21-13 now on a 75-yard sprint by Sony Michel. Here's Blankenship for the point after try. Snap, hold, kick. Good. 21-14. A touchdown sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Wow, what a huge gaping hole, Z, on the right side of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just absolutely nobody there. We brought McCole Hardman into motion. A little fake to him as well, then handed off to Sony. And like a bullet, he was in the Oklahoma secondary, and not a soul there to even lay a hand on him. Dogs now, though, have to find a way to slow this Oklahoma offense down. We can put points on the Oklahoma defense. I think that we've all seen that. We've got some power up front. Our big boys are playing great. At last play, Ben Cleveland, good job. Andrew Thomas, a good job. And then Sony Michel able to cut in right behind him. But the Dogs defensively have got to find a way here to get a stop and get this offense back on the field.
Sony had a 74-yard touchdown run in Jacksonville in the win over Florida. His longest prior to that one was a 75-yarder against Troy 3 years ago, and he matches that here in the Rose Bowl. Let's check in with Chuck Dowdle
on the sidelines, Cook's Pest Control. Chuck.
Forwards, guys. I told you so.
Well, keep it coming. All right, here's Blankenship to kick it away from right to left. Jeff Badette is the deep man for Oklahoma. And Rodrigo's kick will reach the end zone and bounce in the end zone and kick over the back line in the left corner for a touchback. And it'll be Oklahoma's ball, 1st and 10 at their 25. They still lead 21-14, but the Bulldogs got our crowd ignited with that 75-yard run for a score by Sony Michel. The Dogs don't waste energy, and neither do we. Score energy tips at GeorgiaPower.com. Sony over 1,000 yards now to join Nick Chubb as co-1,000-yard rushers this season. That's another Georgia first. The first time in program history we've had 2 1,000-yard rushers in the same season. Congratulations to those guys.
Baker Mayfield, 7 out of 8 on the afternoon, 93 yards. And surprisingly, the ground game really getting going. Anderson, 8 attempts, 107 yards on the ground as Oklahoma, whatever they're dialing up, finding daylight.
Sooners 1st and 10 from their own 25. Mayfield in the shotgun. Anderson behind him. Takes the snap. Looks to the left. Got plenty of time. Throws it right down the middle. There's Andrews, the big tight end, wide open. Makes a one-legged leaping catch around midfield. Will get him to the turf at the Georgia 46-yard line. Well, that was way too easy for Baker Mayfield. He had all kinds of time, and then Andrews was wide open between the hash marks.
Yeah, Dogs went single safety there, and Andrews just got lost. Baker Mayfield sat back there for so long. Dominic Sanders was in coverage, but because the play took so long to develop, kind of came off Andrews, and Baker Mayfield enough time to scan the field and get to about his 4th option there.
Reed made the tackle for the Dogs, 29 yards on the gain for Oklahoma, 1st and 10 at the Georgia 46. Hand off to Anderson. He runs at right tackle. We bump him at the 42-yard line and then get him on the turf. We hit him and knocked him back a foot or so and then got him down at the 41. J.R. Reed made first contact again for the Dogs. And Anderson's run as he angled to the right will give him 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Sooners. They do not go backwards.
No, they do not. And Dogs right now, a lot of zone, but not bringing any pressure as of yet. We'll see if we start to shift up. Now that the ball's inside the 50, do the Dogs start to dial up some pressure? Because sitting back and trying to get to Baker Mayfield and get into the offensive backfield with 3 down and 4 down linemen not working at the moment.
Anderson will get another carry, trying to find a gap there to run between. He was running behind blocker to blocker, still looking for space. We stretch it out to the sideline. Lorenzo Carter, Jonathan Ledbetter on the stop for the defense as Anderson was pushed into the Oklahoma bench. And let's see where they finally spot him at the 39-yard line. He only got 2. And Anderson may have been shaken up on the play. He is. They're looking at him on the sideline. He's on the Oklahoma bench. Trey Sermon is checking into the ball game now, freshman from Marietta, Georgia. Sermon, the 2nd leading rusher for Oklahoma's offense. 3rd down and 3 to go for the Sooners. Ball's on the Georgia 39. And I don't know if we're going to have an official timeout or if Oklahoma has called a time. They're still looking at Anderson, the player injured. He's out of bounds. He's on the Oklahoma bench, but the official stopping play because of that? Yep, they are.
Without even getting to 3rd down at the moment.
Yeah, we're at the 12-10 mark here in the 2nd quarter. They've only had 1 3rd down situation. This is their 2nd. Trey Sermon is in the ball game, not Anderson. He's lined up behind Mayfield, who's flanked by 2 other men. Mayfield's going to fake it and keep it. He'll get the 1st down and run to the near side and scramble out of bounds. A designed quarterback run. He kept it on the fake and scrambles for 10 yards and a 1st down out of bounds at the Georgia 29.
Design keeper the whole way that time. 3 running backs in the backfield for Oklahoma. Just an option look as he fakes to Sermon and then easily got outside contained for the Dogs.
Out of the pistol, Sermon still in the ball game as the tailback. Man in motion to the far side. Play fake. Mayfield stands on the hash, throws it into the end zone. 1-on-2 coverage and over the head of the intended target. I think our guy Baker got a hand on it. He was trying to go to CeeDee Lamb. We had double coverage in the end zone. Baker and Sanders DeAndre may have actually got a fingertip on the ball as it sailed over the head of the receiver for Oklahoma. It's incomplete.
And we brought pressure there. Roquan Smith and Reggie Carter never really got to Baker Mayfield, but Baker threw that up into double coverage, and DeAndre Baker actually came up on C.D. Lamb and gave him a little bump. If he would have gone for that football, may have had a chance for a pick, because that ball was pretty badly overthrown.
Second down 10 for Oklahoma, ball on the Georgia 29. They lead 21-14. Snap to Mayfield, play fake. He looks left, he throws it on a line. It's off the hands of the target at the 10. And that was Lamb again. Had it glance off his hands and incomplete. He was open. The ball was there a little bit high, but certainly hit him in the hands. And Lamb's going to kick himself for not catching that one. Georgia will like the result, however. It's an incomplete pass. It makes it 3rd down and 10. For the first time today, Oklahoma looking at a 3rd and long.
Dogs had Roquan Smith and under coverage carrying with C.D. Lamb there. Again, Baker Mayfield, too much time to throw the football. C.D. Lamb was coming open. That ball's on target at 6 more points for the Sooners.
Empty set. They bring a man in motion behind the quarterback. Look to lateral. We bring blitz pressure. They throw it to Lamb on the screen. He's got it at the 20, down to the 15-yard line.
Boy, dialed up the absolute right play against the blitz that the Dogs brought there. A little throwback screen, underneath screen to Lamb, I believe it was. And had all kinds of running room there.
14 yards and a 1st down. That's the first time we've brought blitz pressure straight up the middle. And as you said, Z, they had the exact right call to go against our defense. 1st and 10 at our 15-yard line for Oklahoma. They slide Andrews in tight from right to left. Mayfield takes the snap, hands it off to Sermon. Sermon runs straight up the gut. Rochester rides him down from the back at the 12-yard line. David Marshall made first contact, and then Julian Rochester was able to make the stop to the turf. The gain is about 3 to the 12, and it'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Sooners, and the ball on the Bulldog 12-yard line. They lead 21-14. We have not stopped Oklahoma yet. They've had the ball. This is their 4th possession of the game. They scored on 3 previous possessions, and now they're threatening again. Ball on our 12. 2nd down and 7 for the Sooners. They work in the sunshine, moving to our right. Clock at 10 minutes to go in the half. Snap to Mayfield. He looks left. He'll fling it into the end zone in traffic, and it is incomplete at the 4-yard line. C.D. Lamb was sandwiched by Sanders and Davis. Couldn't hang on to the football. And it'll be 3rd down and 7 as the ball goes back to the Georgia 12-yard line.
Great coverage there by the Dogs again. Baker Mayfield, all kinds of time. Tried to find C.D. Lamb on a little end route, but Dogs converged very quickly with a couple of white jerseys.
Oklahoma driving into the Georgia faithful on that side of the field, on that end of the field mostly. Georgia trying to make some racket from the seats to cause Oklahoma's offense some confusion. 3rd down from the Georgia 12. Mayfield in trouble. In the backfield, he'll go down. Back at the 22-yard line. Tyler Clark pushed the pocket back into his face, and the America's Georgia sophomore gets a sack in the Rose Bowl. Mayfield down at the 21 or the 22-yard line. It's going to be about a 10-yard loss, and Oklahoma will have to try a field goal.
The push that we talked about pregame that we had to have up the middle against this Oklahoma offensive front. That time we got it, and nowhere for Baker Mayfield to escape.
2nd sack of the year for Clark. Here's Seibert for a field goal try. 38 yards between the hash marks. Kicking it right. The kick is high in the air and good for Oklahoma. They get 3 out of it after a big defensive play. And that makes the score Georgia 14 to Oklahoma's 24, and that was another All-State good hands field goal in the ball.
Found a way to slow them down or stop them yet. We'll see what kind of adjustments that we're able to make here to maybe slow this juggernaut offense down a little.
A poor punt on that last exchange will put Oklahoma in good field position at their own 42. Anderson back in the ball game after being shaken up. He'll run it through traffic on the near side and work his way up to the Sooner 49-yard line. Reggie Carter with first contact, and Trenton Thompson got a piece of the tackle as well. The gain was 7. It's 2nd down and 3. Sooners go with tempo. They go quickly. Play fake Mayfield. They got all kinds of time to throw. Now he runs to the left. We chase him with Marshall and get a piece of him and trip him up Wow, Mayfield made a mistake. He just hung on to the football for about 12 seconds, and Marshall wasn't able to get enough of his leg to knock him off balance for a sack back at the 40-yard line, a loss of 9.
All the credit in the world there to the Georgia secondary. Nowhere for Baker Mayfield to go with the football. And you're right, you don't see that kind of a mistake happen very often from a quarterback like Baker Mayfield, Heisman Trophy winner, holding on to the football, thought he could get outside, but the speed of the Georgia defense found a way to track him down.
3rd and 12 for the Sooners. First sack of the year by David Marshall, the sophomore from Thomaston, Georgia. Mayfield with 1 second on the play clock takes the snap, looks to the left, standing, hopping, now flings it, caught at midfield at the 49-yard line by Marquise Brown, now twisted back to the 45, but forward progress at the point where he caught the football will be right around the 49-yard line. And the gain, he got back most of the sack yardage that he lost, but it's going to be 4th down for the Sooners. 4th down and 3, and they'll send on the punt unit.
Great job there by the Dogs. Dropped 8, just rushed with 3, kept that football in front of the chains, and then closed quickly.
Line of scrimmage, the Sooner 49, right on the big giant Rose, middle of the field. J.R. Reed made that stop to force the punt by Oklahoma. Here's Seibert. Stands on his 35 to take the snap. Kicks it from left to right. A high, beautiful, long spiral trying to angle towards the corner. Oh, my goodness. Wow. A brilliant kick by the Oklahoma punter. It took a Sooner bounce at the 2. You talk about a coffin corner. That was textbook right there by the Sooners kicker, and they've kicked the Dogs into a major hole.
Boy, just can't execute it any better. And right now, Oklahoma just sharper than the Dogs in so many areas. Special teams there. We shank a punt. They're able to kick us back to the 2-yard line. We miss a field goal. They convert on their field goal. So some of the small things starting to add up. See if this Dogs offense here can answer. Got 5.5 minutes in which to do it.
49-yard coffin corner kick out at the 2. The Dogs on the near hash trying to drive out of the end zone. 5:37 to go in the second quarter. It's 24-14. Oklahoma leads by 10. Handoff Chubb. Power running straight ahead. Veers to the left. 10, 15, 20. Near sideline. 30, 40. They'll chase him down and out of bounds at the 47-yard line. A 45-yard burst by Nick Chubb almost up to midfield. Parnell Motley chased him down from behind in front of the Oklahoma bench. That's all it took for the Dogs to get out of a major hole.
Boy, nothing fancy there. Just a trap, inside trap play. And Nick Chubb immediately into the Oklahoma secondary and was off to the races.
45-yard burst, 1st and 10, ball on our 47. Dogs ready to go. Fake the sweep to Swift. Here comes pressure. Fromm's going to be sacked back on the 40. We missed a block on the edge. Sony Michel missed the blitzing block from the right corner. Stephen Parker, the safety, that was Sony's man, and he missed the block, and Fromm paid the price, being sacked back at the 40, a loss of 7.
Yeah, Sony's got to abort the fake there and just go pick up most dangerous. He didn't do it, and he couldn't get to him. Jake thought that he was protected that entire time.
The loss back to the 40. 2nd down, 17 now for the Dogs on our own 40-yard line. Clock at 4:26 and moving. We're down 10 here in the second quarter. Fromm asks for the ball, takes the snap, drops back, pump fakes right, throws it to the near side, sideline. Wibbs goes up and catches it and then drops it on as he's coming down to the field. He got up in the air when his feet were coming down on the turf. He was unable to hang on to the football. Trey Norwood, the corner in coverage, may have helped strip it and break it up. I couldn't tell from here, but Wims did not hang on to the football. It's incomplete.
Just a 2-deep look. And Jake Fromm tried to go back shoulder there.
Well, we've seen Javon make that kind of catch all season long, unable to do so there. Now it's 3rd and 17 for the Dogs from our own 40-yard line. Georgia 1 for 4 on 3rd down tries so far in the ballgame. We bring Godwin in motion to the near side. Shotgun snap to Fromm. Drops back on the 30. Pressure from the edges. Moves in the pocket. Throws it over the middle. It's caught by Sony at the 45. Spins to the 50. Nowhere near the 1st down, and it's going to be 4th down as the Dogs had 3rd and extra long. We got the ball close to midfield. Picked up about 9 yards, about 9.5 maybe on that short pass play, but Georgia able to get out of a hole anyway. We'll try to punt it
and play a little field position here with 3:48 to go in the second quarter. Kenneth Murray made the tackle for the Oklahoma Sooners defense.
Smart decision there by Jake Fromm not to try to force that one down the field. It was good coverage deep. Oklahoma just trying to keep the football in front of them.
Nizelek to kick it. Will try to pooch it. Backspin on the punt. Going to come down. Fair catch at the 10. And Lamb makes the grab there. And that's where the Sooners will have the ball with 3:28 to go in the half, leading it 24-14. A 41-yard Cam Nizelek punt. No return on the fair catch by the Sooners, and they have their worst starting field position of the game.
But still plenty of time on the clock for Oklahoma. They've got all 3 timeouts left, 3:28 left in this first half. And remember, Oklahoma gets the football again coming out at halftime. So imperative here that the Dogs find a way to get this Oklahoma offense off the field.
The Dogs don't waste energy, and neither do we. Score energy tips at GeorgiaPower.com. Sooners up over the ball at the 10-yard line, moving to the right as we near the end of the first half. 1st and 10 on the Sooner 10-yard line. Mayfield waves a man off to the left. That's Anderson, and he'll hand it to the second man through. That's Sermon. He's got a lot of running space to the near sideline. Runs over a man at the 35, up to the 40. My goodness. Boy, we're having some tackling problems. Dominic Sanders made the stop way downfield after Sermon, a Marietta, Georgia product, ran through a Georgia defender on the Oklahoma sideline. From the 10 to the 41, a 31-yard gain and a quick first down for the Sooners.
Oklahoma continuing to get offensive linemen on our linebacking core, so as soon as the line of scrimmage is broken, there's nobody there in a white jersey.
The Sooners 1st and 10 up to their 41-yard line. Clock at 2:58 and moving. They lead 24-14. They'll hand it off to Anderson. He tries to angle to the left, and we catch him near the line of scrimmage. Tyler Clark going to drag him down for not much of a gain, if anything at all. They might move it up about a half a yard, close to the 42. They'll call it a 1-yard pickup. It's 2nd down and 9.
Good job there, Tyler Clark, finally getting some penetration against this big Oklahoma offensive line to make a play.
Sooners leading the nation in total offense, averaging over 580 yards a game. They've got over 300 here in the first half against one of the better defenses in the nation. 2nd down and 9 to go from the 42 of Oklahoma. Mayfield pump fakes, now throws it down the middle, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to a running C.D. Lamb on the near hash. Had too much of a line on it and zipped it over his target's head down around the 25-yard line. J.R. Reed, Malcolm Parrish trying to keep up with the freshman speedster C.D. Lamb.
Well, C.D. Lamb had broken through the back of the Georgia secondary, but good job by Georgia up front, applying some pressure, forcing Baker Mayfield to get rid of that football a little sooner than he wanted to. It was Jonathan Ledbetter that was bringing the heat.
Mayfield talking to his offense. They're no huddle. Clock stopped at 2:12 after the incomplete pass. 24-14, second quarter, Oklahoma leads Georgia. One man in the backfield, that's Anderson. Here's the snap to Mayfield. Backpedaling, throws it wide open on the crossing route. Brown 50, Brown 40, cuts inside at the numbers 30. We're trying to catch him, diving at his feet, and finally get him down around the 14-yard line. We couldn't catch him. We had white shirts just diving at his heels, and Brown was just running with reckless abandon all the way down to the 13-yard line. We finally caught him there.
It was just an amazing block on the outside by an Oklahoma receiver. Couldn't see who it was and allowed for all that running room.
Quickly up to the line. They snap, fake, and throw left. Lamb catches it out in the left flat. He dances towards the sideline and out of bounds inside the Georgia 10 down at the 7-yard line. My goodness, they moved with tempo. It's going to be 2nd down there at the 7-yard line. 2nd down about 5, maybe 4.5. Sooners come flying down the field. 1:48 to go in the second quarter. They're 2nd down and 4.5 on the Georgia 7-yard line. Mayfield with 2 receivers left brings one in motion. They'll hand it off to Anderson. He breaks an arm tackle in the backfield, runs straight up at right guard. We stack him up at the 4. Now the whistle blows as the pile grows, and finally to the turf goes Rodney Anderson at around the 3. Marshall and Sanders credited with the tackle for the Georgia defense, but it might be a first down for the Sooners. If it is, it'll be goal to go at the 3.
Minute 24 on the clock. Clock is still running here. Oklahoma still has all 3 of their timeouts, so no rush at all. Dogs can get a moral victory here if we can hold the Sooners just to 3.
Oklahoma just muscling their way against the Georgia defense here in the first half. Let's hope the Dogs have an answer at halftime and for the final 2 quarters. Mayfield going to take it. Quarterback sneak just drives up the gut because they hadn't made the first down. It was 3rd and inches. But it looks like with the surge from his center and left guard, he got the first down. He did, and it's goal to go. Ball on the Georgia 2. Clock ticking under a minute now. Oklahoma trying to add to a 10-point lead. It's 24-14. Sooners looking to the Oklahoma sideline back this way. Now they substitute. Taking their time. Play clock at 20. Game clock at 40 seconds to go in the second quarter. Now Georgia's defense will substitute. They'll bring 3 on and send 3 off. Oklahoma huddling up about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. The ball's on the Dogs 2. It's 1st and goal there. Quick break of the huddle. Now whistles and a timeout, Georgia.
First charge timeout, Georgia.
Kirby Smart
30-second timeout.
had to run all the way down to the 5-yard line to call the timeout.
When all kinds of time came off the clock on that little series there, Oklahoma broke the huddle with about 5 seconds left on the play clock, but gave us a look we obviously weren't comfortable with. So we burn our first one of the half. Now 25 seconds left, ball on the 2-yard line.
Well, the length of the field is no object of destruction at all for Oklahoma. They started this back on their own 10-yard line, and they're a couple of yards away from completing a 90-yard drive. They've scored practically every time they've had the ball. They've punted once here in the opening half. They lead Georgia 24-14, 25 seconds to go in the second quarter. Dog fans at StubHub, every Bulldog ticket is 100% guaranteed. The best selection of tickets anywhere. You'll get 24/7 customer service from StubHub. Your ticket out in the official fan-to-fan marketplace of Georgia Athletics. All right, Sooners back on the field. Georgia back on the field. 1st and goal at the Dogs 2, with Oklahoma up 24-14 and 25 seconds to go here in the first half in the Rose Bowl. Sooners moving to the right. They work on the far hash, moving right. Mayfield in the shotgun. Now more whistles as Oklahoma wants to use the timeout.
Large timeout. Georgia.
No, Georgia calls another one because
timeout.
Oklahoma had both quarterbacks, Kyler Murray and Mayfield, on the field at the same time.
Yeah, a little cat and mouse here at the end of the first half. Dogs desperately trying to keep Oklahoma out of the end zone. Again, Oklahoma gets the ball at the start of the second half. If we allow a touchdown here, the way they're moving the football, this thing could get out of hand ugly and quick.
Yeah, the Sooners haven't been stopped here in the half. 358 yards of offense so far. They've thrown for 196. They've run for 162. They haven't been penalized. Georgia's been penalized 4 times for 39 yards. We've got 282 yards of offense, 100 through the air and 182 on the ground. And we've only forced 1 punt by the high-powered Sooner offense. Now here we go, maybe. 1st and goal from the Dogs 2 again, out of the pistol for Oklahoma. Mayfield takes the snap, rides the handoff. He'll give it to his fullback, Flowers. We come in strong with pressure up the gut, and Tyler Clark goes low and knocks down Dimitri Flowers right as he was getting the handoff from Mayfield. And he'll hit him back at the 6-yard line. That's a loss of 4, and Oklahoma will stop the clock with a timeout with 20 seconds to go in the half.
Tyler Clark having a heck of a football game here in the first half. Again, able to beat his man right at the snap. Oklahoma fortunate that football didn't come out on the exchange.
Again, it was Mayfield trying to ride his back to read Georgia's defense, but he'd already decided to give Flowers the football when Clark was making the tackle. He probably would have tackled both of them if a decision hadn't been made on who was going to carry the football.
He could have. Ledbetter was in there pretty quickly as well, following Tyler Clark, but that was all Tyler Clark shooting a gap against this Oklahoma offensive line and immediately to the ball carrier.
20 seconds to go, second quarter. Ball's back on the 6 now of Georgia. It's goal to go for the Sooners. They lead 24-14. Again, Mayfield and Murray. The Heisman winner quarterback and his backup, Kyler Murray, on the field at the same time. Murray's in the backfield with Mayfield.
2 receivers in tight to the right, 2 to the left. They work on the far hash, moving right. They run the speed sweep to the near side, to the 5. We stretch it out. Oh, Roquan with a vicious hit at the 2, and they stop him dead in his tracks. Jeff Badette, the senior from Orlando, transfer from Kentucky. Hello to Roquan Smith at the 2.
Timeout, Oklahoma.
Boy, what a great tackle there by number 3. Open field and just picture-perfect form by Roquan.
He got 3 yards on the speed sweep from left to right across the field. The clock stops with 13 seconds on the timeout by Oklahoma. And, well, they put it back on the 2, so give him 4 yards back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and goal from the Georgia 2 now, after a fine defensive play by the Butkus Award winner Roquan Smith, who collected his 6th tackle on that stop.
And then Reggie Carter quick in pursuit there, giving Roquan a little bit of backup, not that he needed much.
Usually when he hits you, you know it, and you stop right there. Oklahoma's been breaking some tackles against Georgia's defense today, but not in that situation. Better buckle up because SiriusXM is 0 to everything, 150 channels, commercial-free music, entertainment, comedy, news, and coverage of every major sport, including Georgia football. So tune in and let's ride. 3rd down and goal from the Georgia 2. This is the Sooners' 40th play. And we've still got 13 seconds to go in the first half. Sooners up by 10, trying to add to it. Dogs defense trying not to allow it. They toss it to the left, and they'll run a reverse this way. 5. Now he throws it into the end zone. There's Baker Mayfield all alone in the back corner. Touchdown. Wow. C.D. Lamb on the reverse pass, and the quarterback was all alone in the corner.
Well, they tossed the sweep and then had the reverse. And Baker Mayfield came out like he was going to block. We had 2 Georgia Bulldogs there in position. We had to commit to the run, and then when we did, Baker Mayfield standing all alone in the end zone.
That's Lamb's first touchdown or first pass of the year. They've had Trey Sermon throwing passes. They've had a receiver, Jeffrey Meade, throwing passes this season. That's the first time Lamb has tossed one, and he uncorks a touchdown throw to put Oklahoma up 31-14 with the point after try that is good. So the Sooners offense is for real, ladies and gentlemen. 31-14, 6 seconds to go in the second quarter here in the Rose Bowl.
And Baker Mayfield all the way down to the other end zone, helmet off, trying to get these Oklahoma fans up and riled up if they needed any help at all.
That was a 90-yard drive, took 10 plays and 322, and the scoring pass was a 2-yard throw from Lamb to Baker Mayfield.
360 yards of total offense from this Oklahoma offense here in the first half, and Dogs have no answer at all, but we better find one quick.
Boy, you're not kidding. It's just, it's been a steamroller here in the first 2 quarters. And Seibert will tee it up and kick it away again. From the 35, kicking it to our right. The deep receivers for the Dogs are Mecole Hardman. He's on the 6. And Holyfield, he's also on the 6. They're on opposite hash marks. 6 seconds to go in the second quarter. They'll squib it. Tay Crowder fielded it in Oklahoma territory, right at the 47. And the ball just bounced right in his chest, and he hung on and hit the turf there at the 47. No time off the clock. 6 seconds to go. We've got the ball in Oklahoma territory.
I'll tell you what, the fact that he was able to snag that one, maybe a chance for a play. You got a shot at the end zone for sure if you want it. I'm not sure if you've got enough time for one play and maybe a field goal opportunity here.
Well, the Dogs will try to get some points there. Well, now they run a second off the clock. Now they set it at 5 seconds. Where did that second go? It just now ticked off. Ball's on the 47-yard line of Oklahoma. Sooners will send 3 men back deep. Dogs offense on the field. 1st and 10 at the Sooner 47, down 31-14. 5 seconds to go in the half. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left for the Dogs. Fromm takes it, rolls to the right. They'll fling it, try to get out of bounds. It's caught falling down. They say keep the clock rolling. as Terry Godwin caught it. There's 1 second left. Did we use the timeout to stop it with 1 second? We did. We had one left, and Kirby got in the official's ear on the far sideline after the catch by Godwin at the 37-yard line. Stop the clock with 1 second.
Georgia. 30-second timeout.
All right, you're looking at a field goal of over 50 yards here. Rodrigo Blankenship has only tried 50-plus one time in his Georgia career. He's missed one today, but he's going to try a 55-yarder from the far hash, kicking to the left to try to salvage some points here before halftime. It's 31-14. 1 second remains on the clock. Georgia's ready to go. Nizelek, the holder, kneeling down on the 45-yard line. Blankenship eyeballing the goalpost to our left. 55-yard try. If he makes it, it'll be a career long. Fricks the snapper. And now Oklahoma will call a timeout. 1 second remains on the clock. Oklahoma will burn the timeout. And they'll force Blankenship to think about it a little while longer. Dog fans, you can download the all-new Georgia Game Day app presented by Georgia Power today. Up to the minute news, on-demand video at your fingertips and more. It's available in the App Store and Google Play. Download the UGA app today. 31-14. The Dogs trying to get three more before halftime. The line of scrimmage is the Oklahoma 37.5, and we're going to try apparently a 55-yard field goal. Field goal unit back off the sideline. We'll get back into formation, kicking from the far hash to the left as we view it. Sun's starting to set here in California at the Rose Bowl. Jam-packed crowd. We've seen Oklahoma dominate the first half. They lead 31-14. Here's Blankenship's try for 55 yards. Long snap count. There's the snap, the hold by Nizelek. The kick is away. It's reaching. It is reaching, and it is good! Oh, boy, did we need that.
Boy, did we ever. Just an absolute gift of 3 points. Gets it back into a two-score game. Little bit of life left in the Dogs.
Career long for Rodrigo Blankenship out of Marietta, Georgia. That was another All-State good hands field goal. Boy, was it ever. And with that, let's go down to Chuck Dowdle, who's got the coach on the field.
Coach, that's a big boost going in the locker room.
Yeah, we need more than that, though. We got to play better defensively. Our offense has done a great job. Give them a couple of all-yardage plays that stone some drives, but we ain't stopped them on defense. Playing horrible. Really sad. We got to get these kids together and get them back playing.
Are there some adjustments you can make to stop that?
Oh, absolutely. We can stop the run first, try to make them one-dimensional. Right now, we haven't even made them punt but once.
Okay, Coach, thanks so much.
Yep.
All right, Chuck, today's halftime interview with Kirby Smart presented by PT Solutions Physical Therapy. Thanks to the coach and Chuck. And a 55-yard field goal going into the locker room to end the first half makes it 31-17. Oklahoma leading Georgia. And with that Blankenship 55-yard field goal, Walton Gas is kicking it for charity and donating another $500 to local charities. Walton Gas, Georgia proud. Halftime of the Rose Bowl, it's Oklahoma 31, Georgia 17. Our halftime show with Hondo begins next here on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Over the mountains to our east and north, and a little bit of a smell of smoke in the air. Georgia will kick it off here to begin the second half. Or was that hot dog that you had at halftime?
It may have been the hot dog. It may have been the hot dog. I'm not sure.
Blankenship to kick it away. Jeff Badette is the deep receiver for Oklahoma, and here we go in the second half. This one will come down on the 1 and the goal line. Badette to the 10, near hash, stopped at the 13 and maybe the 14-yard line. He started up the hash mark, veered towards the middle of the field, and Georgia with tremendous coverage stops the speedy Badette with Nate McBride hitting him first, the freshman from Lyons, Georgia, and Jawan Taylor, a linebacker from Hollywood, made the tackle to keep Oklahoma pinned in a bit at the 14-yard line. Back here in the North Side Hospital booth as we begin the second half. 14, make it 31-17 is our score as we begin the third period. The Dogs don't waste energy, and neither do we. Score energy tips at GeorgiaPower.com. So Oklahoma will have the ball to start the third quarter, starting at their own 14-yard line. Mayfield back in the shotgun, split backfield. And in motion to the near side. Handoff to Rodney Anderson, looking for space on the right corner at side of right tackle, and not a lot of running room there for Anderson as Georgia's defense crowded up the area, led by Lorenzo Carter and Jonathan Ledbetter on that left edge. And the gain is a couple to the 16, maybe the 16 and a half, but not much space there for Anderson, who was over 120 yards in the first half.
Great pursuit there by the Georgia defense. Really came down the line, never allowed a push from the Oklahoma offensive line to stuff that run.
Out of the pistol now, Anderson behind Mayfield. 5 men across the line of scrimmage for Georgia's defense. Play fake to no one for Mayfield. He's running for his life to the near side. We're chasing with Reggie Carter, and will chase Mayfield out of bounds at the 15-yard line. He lost a yard as he scrambled all the way to the near side. He ran some 35 or 40 yards just to get out of bounds, and Carter was in hot pursuit. And now it's 3rd down and 9 for the Sooners on their own 15.
Dogs showed cover 2, actually came down into single safety and brought Lorenzo Carter, who was over the slot, off the edge. So a little taste of pressure there. Now 3rd and long, see if the Dogs can get off the field.
In the shotgun, Mayfield, 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Now they stack them on the far hash to the right. Anderson's in the backfield. Mayfield will take the snap, quick throw to the second receiver, stacked up on the hash. It's caught, and up the field and dancing across the 20 is Marquise Brown, hit by Jonathan Ledbetter at the 22 and a half, maybe the 23, going to be short of the first down by about a yard or so. Oklahoma will send the punt unit out. Let's check in with Chuck Dowd on the sidelines. Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck?
Scott, we asked Kirby going in. We asked him, are there adjustments you can make to slow this offense down? He said, absolutely. Well, I think maybe we've come up with some answers.
At least in this first series so far, Mecole Hardman is the deep receiver on the punt by Seibert. He'll kick it away, fielded by Hardman on the far side at the 28, running to the near side. He's got a block behind him, 35-40. Near sideline, cuts back the other way, changes directions again, running across the Rose, laterally at the 50-yard line. They'll go low and tackle him, Emmanuel Beal, as Mecole Hardman caught it at the 28 in front of the Georgia bench, ran all the way to the Oklahoma side of the field, and then back the other way, tackled on the far hash at the 50-yard line. A 20... With Eric Zier, Scott Howard with you here in the Northside Hospital booth at Rose Bowl Stadium. Georgia with a excellent opportunity here, starting possession in the second half, their first possession of the second half, at the 50-yard line after a fine 21-yard scrambling punt return by Mecole Hardman. The Dogs defense holding Oklahoma to a 3-and-out for the second time in the game. Dogs offense trying to go to work here to tighten up a 31-17 score. Oklahoma in front by 2 touchdowns over the Dogs. Fromm under center will stretch handoff to Chubb. Chubb at right tackle, breaks one sack, breaks another one. Now he's in the open, 40, 30, near sideline. Chubb, touchdown!
Boy, how about that for answering the call? Defense 3 and out. Then Nick Chubb, just a simple off tackle, fought through what looked like 3 or 4 tackles, found his way into the secondary, and then turns on the Jets and nobody can catch him. That's a way to step up, Bulldogs.
You said in the break, run the football.
That's what I said.
That's what Chubb just did. Stripping through tacklers and ripping off 50 yards for a score. As Rodrigo Blankenship will try to make it a 1-touchdown game with the extra point try. What a way to start the second half. The kick by Blankenship is up and good. New score in Pasadena. Oklahoma 31. Georgia 24. That touchdown brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. One play, 50 yards. A 50-yard score by Nick Chubb. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered.
Boy, and just like that, 2.5 minutes now into the third quarter. How big does that field goal, the extra 3 points we pick up, all of a sudden 10 points here in a couple of minutes of game clock.
Chubb now with 139 yards on 7 carries. Anderson on the other side, 14 carries, 128 yards for Oklahoma. Sony's got 95 yards on 2 carries. Both teams are just kind of running through and shredding the other team's defense.
Yeah, right now it's really a question of who can get the most stops. I think if we can stop Oklahoma here 3 more times through the course of this football game, we're going to be put in really, really solid position.
Blankenship to kick it to our right. Badette is the deep man on the 1. Blankenship's kick will come down on the goal line. Badette straight up the hash to the 10, to the 15, runs into traffic there. And you can hear those pads a-clacking down at the 17 as the Dogs drop Badette on that very same spot. Prather Hudson on the tackle for the Georgia Special Teams unit. And again, Oklahoma will start inside its own 20-yard line. 1st and 10 on the 17 for the Sooners. 31-24, Oklahoma leading the Dogs. Georgia's been behind all day, but what a surge by Nick Chubb and the offense on that 50-yard touchdown run seconds ago.
And a nice little coaching change there. Instead of asking Rodrigo to blast it through the end zone, getting some height on those kicks and forcing the return, and the Dogs coverage teams really right now got this bench for the Georgia Bulldogs rolling.
Dogs faithful across the way, making a lot of noise as Oklahoma goes on offense. 1st and 10 on its own 17-yard line. Mayfield in the shotgun. Going to hand it to Anderson. He runs straight up the gut, hesitates for a second, cuts left at guard, and then it's stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Big John Atkins and Jonathan Ledbetter combining to plug the hole and pull Anderson to the turf. Atkins just clogged up the works. Anderson had nowhere to go, and Ledbetter got him down. The gain is 1 to the 18. Oklahoma's ready to go again. They snap it. Mayfield. Oh, pressure coming, but he got the pass off on the near side. It's caught in the left flat at the 15 by C.D. Lamb. And Mayfield got a pretty good lick as he was letting go of the football. Reggie Carter with the lick on the blitz by the Snellville, Georgia linebacker, but he got the ball off just in the nick of time, Z, and Lamb was able to get it up to the 24-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 3.
Yeah, and I don't care that he got that football off. I like the aggressiveness of the call there by Georgia defensively. Bring pressure. If they're going to get you, they better get you against your best. And right now, when the Dogs are bringing pressure and putting hits on Baker Mayfield, you get enough of those, it begins to change how you think.
J.R. Reed made that stop for the Georgia defense. Now on 3rd and short. Mayfield in trouble, scrambling in the back. Oh, he breaks away from a tackle, and now we'll clobber him at the 15-yard line and shove him back to the 13. White shirts everywhere.
Again, pressure and just dominated the offensive line. You're right, they were everywhere, all over Baker Mayfield. He's elusive, tried to get away, but just got away into more white jerseys, and finally a number of Dogs brought him down.
Roquan changed the direction of his scramble. He got caught in the pocket, and Aaron Davis and Lorenzo Carter got him on the turf with the sack. And Oklahoma again goes 3 and out, 4th down and long. Ball back on the 15-yard line. They lost 9 yards on that sack. Here's Seibert to punt it away from his 1-yard line. Hardman stands at the Dogs' 41 to receive the punt. Seibert's kick, high, wobbly spiral, hanging up. Oh, my goodness. Hardman will let it bounce at the 39. It rolls inside the 30 as it takes a Sooner roll down to the 28-yard line. Miko let it hit the turf and let it roll. It ends up being a 57-yard punt. No return. Dogs ball when we come back. 10-10 to go, 3rd quarter, and a timeout at the Rose Bowl with Oklahoma leading Georgia 31-24 on the Bulldogs Sports Network. Gap to 7 right now, 31-24. The Dogs don't waste energy, and neither do we. Score energy tips at GeorgiaPower.com. So after a second 3 and out to start the second half by Georgia's defense, the Bulldogs offense will take over at its own 28-yard line. Seibert got a huge break on a 57-yard punt as Mecole Hardman let the ball hit the turf, and it took a sizable Sooner roll, Z. So the Dogs are back on their own 28 to start this possession.
Yeah, mental mistake there by Miko. Came up. He took his eye off the football, trying to assess where Oklahoma was in coverage. And when he looked back up, just misjudged where that football was coming down. And the Dogs still get it, still got the football, but lose field position, maybe lose a little bit of momentum.
Sony Michel in the backfield. He'll take the handoff from Fromm. Running it right tackle, trying to get out to the edge. Tripped up as he crosses the 30 by Okoronkwo, the All-American linebacker for Oklahoma. The gain is only a couple. The ball will be put down directly on the 30-yard line. Call it 2nd down and 8 now for the Dogs.
Same play as the touchdown run, just off tackle, right behind Big Ben Cleveland and Andrew Thomas. Had a little bit of a seam there, but Sony just couldn't get through the mush in the middle of the line of scrimmage.
Dogs working on the near hash, moving right. 3 receivers out to the wide side of the field. Will hand it to Sony Michel. He sidesteps a man and moves to his left to look for a hole. Finds a little bit of daylight up to the 34.5, although he ended up on the 35. They spot him on the 34. Devontae Lampkin, the nose guard for Oklahoma, with the tackle. The gain is 4 yards. It's 3rd down and manageable now for the Dogs. 3rd down and about 3.5.
The Dogs have got to be better here. Only 1 out of 5 in the first half on 3rd down.
Both Chubb and Michel now over 100 yards rushing in this contest. DeAndre Swift checks in. How about 100 for him? In the shotgun is Fromm. A delayed handoff to Swift. He'll run on the draw. Swift trying to bounce out to the near side, and he will get close to the first down. Let's see if he got it at the 37, maybe the 38. He needed to get to the 38 to continue the series. He's going to be a little bit short, it looks like, by about a half a yard perhaps. They've called for a measurement. Jeff Heiser, our referee, this ACC crew. Looks like the ball. They don't have it spotted on the hash mark. So just trying to guess. It looks like it's between the 37 and the 38. My guess is it's going to be about a half a yard short, maybe.
Boy, and Sony had DeAndre had some room there to run and decided to cut it to the right instead of going north and south, and actually ran into Thomas.
He's short by about a length and a half of the football. And here comes the punt unit. Rats. Dogs will send on the punt team to kick it away from Fricks, the snapper. Ready to send it back to his punter, who stands on the 24. There's the kick. It's away. Sailing line drive. Going to sail over the head. Land on the 10. Roll down to the 1 yard line. Yeah, we stopped it. We downed it on the 1. They're going to spot it up on the 2. That was Tyler Simmons, the sophomore from Powder Springs, Georgia, sprinting down and sliding, covering up that ball. Part of his body ended up in the end zone, but the ball never crossed the goal line, and that's what counts. It's on the 2. 60-yard punt, a Georgia career best for Cam Nizelek. Oklahoma in a hole. Timeout in the Rose Bowl. Sooners lead the Dogs 31-24. Formation. Mayfield fields a high snap, hands it off to Anderson, who runs it straight ahead. At left guard, tries to push his way forward to get what he can. He got close to the 5-yard line, stopped shy of it by David Marshall, who made first contact, and then Trenton Thompson and Julian Rochester all crowding up that line of scrimmage area. Ball's on the 5. It was a gain of 3.
Much better job here by the Dogs early in this second half of controlling the line of scrimmage.
Mayfield fakes the throw right, now runs it and finds a little bit of a seam at left tackle and pushes the ball up to the 13-yard line, stopped by Rochester. He faked a quick pass to the right and then just pulled it down and took off running left. And he got the first down up to the 13. The gain was 8 yards on the run by the Oklahoma quarterback.
And that's designed all the way, just a fake screen pass and then go off tackle with the quarterback, Lorenzo Carter. If he didn't go for the fake, he could have tackled Mayfield potentially for a safety there.
Mayfield in the shotgun. Hands it off. They throw it back. Mayfield will throw it. And it's incomplete. Trying to go to the tight end, Mark Andrews. Covered very tightly at the 27-yard line. It wasn't a real deep ball. It was more of an angle pass on an out route over to the right side of the field on the modified flea flicker, if you will, by Oklahoma. The pass was incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 13. It was J.R. Reed trying to cover big Mark Andrews at 6'5" and 255.
And he did a good job with it. Part of what makes Baker Mayfield so good is how quickly he gets through progressions. Had a deep post there, got off of that immediately, and then down to his second option in that progression.
Mayfield, play fake with time on the 4, bouncing and dancing. Now runs, fakes the throw, and Roquan Smith had him and lost him. And we get him at the 15-yard line. Lorenzo Carter got him down on the second go-round at the 15. The gain is 2.
You better come in waves when you're trying to get Baker Mayfield. He is elusive and he is strong. Not many people get away from Roquan Smith. He was just able to do it, but got met by a couple more Bulldogs.
Yeah, Mayfield changed direction, fought off Roquan Smith, whose momentum was going towards the Georgia sideline, and Mayfield changed directions on him and ran back to the near side, but he ran right into number 7, Lorenzo Carter, who got him on the ground at the 15-yard line. It's 3rd down and 8 for the Sooners from their own 15.
Dogs have brought pressure the last couple of thirds down. See if we do it again.
Out of the pistol. They'll hand it off to Anderson. He's running behind blockers. He's got the first down and more. He's cutting free at the 30. Changes directions. 35. Slides down around the 40-yard line.
Boy, that is like a dagger through the heart. 3rd and 8. We bring pressure. They go a little inside trap and find all kinds of running room.
Yeah, they really blocked it well on the left side of the line of scrimmage, running out of the pistol to Rodney Anderson, who's having a big day for Oklahoma. 157 yards rushing. He got almost up to the 40. That was a 24.5-yard gain by Rodney Anderson, the redshirt sophomore from Katy, Texas. Ball's up near the 40 of the Sooners. 1st and 10 there for Oklahoma. They lead 31-24, 5:33, clock ticking, 3rd quarter here in the Rose Bowl. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left for the Sooners who work on the near hash. They're moving to our left. They send Anderson out in the right flat. Mayfield looks but won't throw there. He's in the pocket, and he will go down under the weight of Jonathan Ledbetter, number 13. He just kind of got a gift. Ledbetter was fighting a blocker on the left edge. Mayfield kind of looked and ran right into him, and big number 13 just jumped on his back and sacks him back on the 32.
Credit again to the Georgia secondary. Nowhere for Baker Mayfield to go with that football. Dogs get back into coverage. We only rush 4. And you're right, Baker Mayfield, so many good things happen when he gets outside the pocket and he creates, but that time created right into the Dogs.
4th sack by the Dogs, 2nd career sack, or 2nd seasonal sack for Ledbetter. Here comes pressure again. He's going to go down again. We eat him up back at the 21-yard line. He just tucked the ball and took his punishment back at the 21. Tyler Clark with another taste of Mayfield, and DeAndre Walker got in there for first contact.
Just a stun up front. DeAndre Walker looped around from his defensive end position, and not a Sooner was in sight, and immediately got to Baker Mayfield.
Loss of 8, back to the 24. Now the Sooners are going backwards. They didn't go anywhere but forwards in the first 2 quarters. Georgia's defense with some renewed vigor after halftime. It's 3rd and a mile for the Sooners. 3rd down, 26 to go from their own 24-yard line. Mayfield will just hand it off to Anderson, and will stop him. Tyler Clark grabs him around the ankles and pulls the talented running back down at the 24 for no gain. Eat that. 4th and a mile, and Oklahoma will have to punt it away.
Tyler Clark continues to dominate up front on his one-on-one battles. Another big play, and those sacks, and then that last stop on the running play gives the Dogs a chance here for field position again.
5 sacks by the Georgia defense today on Mayfield, and the Sooners will kick it away. It's a 1-possession game. 31-24. Georgia goes with twin safeties here as Seibert will kick it away. That's Mecole Hardman on the near side calling for a fair catch. He'll make the grab around the 29 or 30. Made the fair catch there. A nice high hanging punt by Austin Seibert for Oklahoma. Dogs will line up Payne and offset I. In the backfield. No, that is, you got 2 backs back there. You've got Nauta lining up his wings behind Fromm, who goes under center. Here comes pressure from behind. Fromm gets the pass off to Godwin. He catches it at the 36, puts his hand on the turf to keep his balance up to the 40-yard line. Kenneth Murray, the co-defensive freshman of the year in the Big 12, makes the tackle for Oklahoma, but the gain is 11 and a first down up to the Dogs' 40. That first down presented by Scana Energy.
Oklahoma brought safety pressure there. 3-step drop. He goes unblocked. Still almost got to Fromm, as Fromm had to hold that one for a split second. That's the 4th time now We've gone to the hitch on the outside. Take a look later in this football game for a hitch and go.
Godwin with his third catch. We'll try to run it this time, trying to find some space for Nick Chubb. He just kind of went down the line to his right, looking for a seam. It was never there, and Oklahoma just stacked him up and drives him back standing back to the 22. He never hit the ground. Kenneth Murray again made first contact to lead the Oklahoma defense. Forward progress was only the 39, so it's a loss of 1 on the carry by Chubb. It'll be second down 11 for Georgia now. Play clock ticking at 15. Georgia going with a no huddle. They look to the sideline to their left and ready to go. Second down 11 from the 39. Here comes the blitz by Oklahoma. Fromm with time. He throws it down the middle, and it is caught on a crossing route at the Oklahoma 44-yard line. Javon Wims stumbling and falling out of bounds at the 41 in front of the Sooner bench.
Boy, great job there of protection. Oklahoma brought pressure again. But all the guys up front, Isaiah Wynn, Kendall Baker, Lamont Gilliard, Ben Cleveland, Andrew Thomas, just a stone wall in front of Jake Fromm on that one, allowing Javon Wims there to come free on that deep crossing route.
20 yards and a Scana Energy first down. Ball on the Sooner 41 for the Dogs. Handoff. We'll run it at right tackle with Sony Michel. He hits the hole hard at right tackle and plows his way down for a yard and a half, maybe 2 to the 38. Parnell Motley, the quarterback, came up from his position to make the contact and make the tackle for Oklahoma. It's going to be a second down at about 7.5 maybe for the Dogs on the Sooner 38-yard line.
Oklahoma now having to bring safeties up into the box to try to slow down this Georgia running attack.
62 seconds to go in the third quarter. Dogs moving. I formation. Payne the fullback. Sony is the tailback. Fake it to Sony. Fromm sets up the throw. He's got time, drifting to the right, looking. Now he flings it downfield and will throw it out of bounds. He had Javon Wims in the area, but the ball lands out of bounds around the 15-yard line, incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 48 seconds to go in the third, and it'll bring up third down for the Dogs. DJ Ward, the defensive end, was the closest pressure by the Oklahoma front line, but Fromm had plenty of time to throw. He just had to get rid of it at the end of the play.
Yeah, two-man route there for the Dogs, max protection. And Dogs back in a third down situation. 1 out of 6. Got to be better. Have got to find a way to convert.
3rd and 7 here from the Sooner 38-yard line. Michelle's in the backfield with Fromm. Play clock at 5, at 4. They're still getting straight. Fromm asks for the ball, gets it. Sony, big hole, right tackle, 30, 25, 20, 15. He's got blockers, 10, 5, pylon, touchdown, Sony Michel.
What a great offensive call. 3rd and medium, almost a for sure throwing down. We overload the left-hand side, run it off tackle to the right side of our offensive line. It just creased him. Not a Sooner in sight.
Chubb and Sony crushing Oklahoma's defense today. A 38-yard run for score. Sony Michel, we're a point away from tying it up. That touchdown brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Here's Rodrigo Blankenship to make it 31-all. The snap and the hold. The kick is in the air, and it is good. We are tied at 31 with 41 seconds to go in the third quarter. 38 yards on the touchdown burst by the senior Sony Michel.
Boy, it has been an uphill climb to get to this point. All the momentum now on the side of the good guys wearing white today.
The scoring drive was 6 plays, 71 yards. 38-yard score by Sony Michel on the run, 2 minutes and 35 seconds. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered.
And Scott, on that great run by Sony Michel, the key to it, outside of the blocking up front, Riley Ridley downfield just road graded the Oklahoma cornerback over the top of him and led Sony the rest of the way in.
The Bulldog Nation is sky high, jacked up on the far side of this stadium. Georgia preparing to kick it away with 41 seconds to go here in quarter number 3.
31-31. Brand new ball game. Blankenship's kick high, end over end, hanging. Going to come down to Badette on the 3. Badette to the 10, slowly looking outside the numbers, far right. He'll tiptoe out of bounds, shy of the 20, actually at the 18-yard line. Chased out there by Jawan Taylor and several other white shirts who were in the vicinity. Badette wanted nothing to do with that, and he quietly runs out of bounds at the 18-yard line. That's where Oklahoma will have the ball with 37 ticks remaining here in the third quarter.
The slight adjustments in a game that make a difference. The decision not to kick it deep and to force the return, paying dividends here as a starting field position for Oklahoma on these kickoffs, now inside the 20-yard line.
Let's check in with Chuck Dowdle, Cook's Pest Control sideline. Chuck?
Well, as Badette came flying off that sideline, he got knocked down and he looked up. Guess whose feet he was standing at? Alec Ogletree.
I thought you were going to say yours. You can get a lick in too while you're down there. 1st and 10 on the 18 for Oklahoma. 31-31 is our score here in the Rose Bowl. Mayfield with a crowded backfield, play fake, runs to the right, tosses it out, and nowhere to go for Marquise Brown, the receiver, just runs out of bounds on the far side. Dominic Sanders and DeAndre Walker in pursuit, and he runs out of bounds at the 18 at the line of scrimmage. There's no gain on the carry for Brown. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Oklahoma.
Just a triple option look there by Oklahoma. Fake the dive. Baker Mayfield then taking it down. Dogs had 3 guys on the outside forcing the pitch. Roquan Smith was one of them. Dominic Sanders the other, and then DeAndre Walker the third.
2nd 10 for the Sooners on their own 18-yard line. Mayfield in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Here comes pressure from the edges. He steps up. He throws and broken up. Incomplete at the 28-yard line. Trying to go to Brown on a cross. DeAndre Baker draped all over him, breaking up the pass to force the incompletion. It'll be 3rd down and 10 when we continue. That's the end of the third quarter. 15 minutes to go. The lights come on Georgia's side of the stadium from the seats. It's fourth quarter time. 4 fingers in the air. We're tied at 31. Oklahoma and Georgia in the Rose Bowl. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network. On 18-yard line. They're moving to our right now. 3rd and 10, This is the middle of the possession. 3rd and 10 for the Sooners on the 18. Mayfield takes the snap, throws it down the middle of the field, and it's intercepted. Sanders at the 45. Sanders, 25, 20, near sideline, 15, 10, get in the end zone. No, out of bounds at the 5. Dominic Sanders, his 16th career pick. That ties the Georgia record. Baker Mayfield had to force him out of bounds at the Oklahoma 5-yard line. Dogs goal to go with a chance to take their first lead of the ball game.
Again, it was pressure, quick pressure there by the Dogs, forcing Baker to throw that before he wanted to in good coverage downfield, forcing another high throw to keep it away from the underneath defender. And there's Dominic Sanders ready to pick it off and almost take it to the house.
Sanders, who has the interception return yardage record already at Georgia, added about another 40, 45 yards on that return, down to the 4s where they spot the football as Mayfield got Sanders out of bounds on the near sideline. Goal to go for the Dogs on the 4. 31-31. Georgia trying to take its first lead of the game with 14:48 to go in the game. I formation. Christian Payne, the fullback. Chubbs, the tailback. We line up on the near hash, moving left. We bring Godwin in tight, handed off to Chubb. They hit him down the line, driving him right, still driving him out on the 5-yard line. Now the whistle's blown, and they'll stop the play. No gain on the play. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Okoronkwo, the All-American linebacker, made first contact and then got joined by his teammates as he rode Chubb down the 5-yard line, kept pushing him towards the sideline.
Great penetration there from Oklahoma. Just nowhere for Nick Chubb to go with that football. One of the few times in this game that we got blown off the ball.
They had great down-the-line pressure from the backside to make the stop. Ball's on the 4.5, 2nd and goal for the Dogs. Swift is in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left. Fromm in the shotgun. Everybody goes out. Fromm looking left into the end zone. Caught, I think. Yeah, touchdown. Touchdown, Javon Wims. Middle of the end zone. Tackled there under the goalpost, but he's got 6 in his pocket.
What great hands by Javon Wims. The coverage was just fantastic. Jake Fromm able to fit it into a tight spot, and then we've seen it happen all year long. Wims gets those big hands wrapped around the football, and it's not going anywhere. What a gutsy call and a great throw and a great catch.
Dogs lead for the first time in this college football playoff semifinal. It's 37-31. Rodrigo Blankenship will try to tack on the extra point to make it a 7-point lead. There's the snap. Nizilik holds. Blankenship kicks into the net. Good. 38-31. That Georgia touchdown sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Timeout in Pasadena. Brand new score. Georgia 38, Oklahoma 31 on the Bulldogs Sports Network. To left. Puts his leg into this one, sailing towards the left near corner. It'll be fielded in the end zone, and running out of the side of the end zone is Badette. And it'll be a touchback. No, that was not Badette this time. That was Marcelius Sutton, the new return man for the first time, I believe, tonight for Oklahoma. Sooners ball on their own 25-yard line. Defense is out there for Georgia, ready to go. Oklahoma Sooners offense huddling up around their coach near their sideline. Then they run out onto the field. 29 yards of offense for the Sooners in that third quarter.
And really the big difference was the pressure we were able to apply. Even on the interception, our ability to get into the backfield and not allow Baker Mayfield to have all day to throw the football and scan the field. Big difference between the first half.
They run the jet sweep. Now they reverse it and run this way with Brown. Marquise Brown flipped up by the All-American Butkus Award winner, Roquan Smith. He stayed at home, minded his chores, and tackles Brown at the 26-yard line. They got a yard on that trick play.
That's one of the best defensive plays that you're ever going to see. He just fought off a number of blockers and somehow able to make that tackle. Unbelievable play by Roquan.
Second down, 9. Oklahoma on their own 26. Mayfield on the near hash as the Sooners try to move to our right in the shotgun. Draw play to Anderson, looking for space, nothing outside. He cuts back inside. We eat him up there. Again, Roquan Smith going low on Anderson, making the tackle just shy of the 30-yard line. Got almost a full 4 yards, but not quite.
Boy, Anderson is a powerful runner right there. Feinted like he was going to go outside and able to take that up the middle with some authority, but the Dogs there to make a play. Another critical third down situation here if the Dogs want to keep all of this momentum on their side of the field.
Third down, about 5.5 for the Sooners. Ball's just across their own 29-yard line. Kirby Smart animated on the Georgia sideline across the way. Mayfield jittery in the pocket, throws it, flagged down. Pass is caught at the 34 by the tight end on a crossing route. Andrews tackled her at the 34 by Malcolm Parrish, but check a flag thrown back at the 25. Might be holding on the Sooners. We shall see. If it is, that's their first penalty of the game. They haven't been flagged in this contest.
Holding, offense, number 72. That penalty's declined. Results of the play, 4th down.
Well, you heard it from Jeff Heiser. Ben Powers, the left guard, flagged for holding, but Georgia declines it because the result of the play was an Andrews catch at the 33, which means 4th down and 2. So the Dogs will take the play, and they'll force Oklahoma to punt it. And they go 3 and out. Here's Austin Seibert again. The deep man for the Dogs is Godwin. Terry on the 25. The snap is good. The kick high. Not real long. He may have shanked it a little bit. Going to let it bounce on the 40. It bounces straight up in the air. Oklahoma fields it around the 38, 39-yard line. Seibert did not get off a good punt that time. The Dogs have the ball just shy of our own 40-yard line. Georgia leads at 38-31. Will have the ball after only a 29-yard Seibert punt for Oklahoma. 1st and 10, Georgia on our 39-yard line. I formation with Chubb, the tailback. Payne is the full. Fromm puts it into the belly of Chubb. He runs it right tackle, runs into his tight end, blocking Jeb Blazevich on the right side of the line of scrimmage. Plows ahead to the 42, maybe. Gain of 3, Emmanuel Beal, another stop, the senior linebacker from Columbus, Ohio. And it'll be a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 for the Dogs.
All-out commitment there for Oklahoma to stop the run. 10 guys in the box just trying to slow this Georgia rushing game down.
Sony Michel checks into the ball game. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. Fromm in the shotgun. Michelle offset to his left. Sony play fake. Fromm will throw. Caught up high by Javon Wims at the 45. He was being tackled as he was catching it. Trey Norwood the stop. They'll give Wims forward progress to the 45-yard line. The gain was only 3.
Boy, pretty bad spot right there on Wims. Just ran the hitch route again. Had to come back to the ball a little bit. Then got pushed back.
3rd and 4 for the Dogs on our 45-yard line. DeAndre Swift, the freshman from Philadelphia, into the ball game. 2 receivers left and 2 to the right. Dogs work on the near hash, moving left. 3rd down play coming up. 8 seconds on the play clock. Fromm up under center, calling the play. Now he backs up in the shotgun. 3 seconds to go. Swift breaks out to the right. Now Fromm's going to be sacked. As he gets rid of the football, he just throws it up for grabs on the left side. There's nobody there. The ball lands incomplete on the 40. There's no flag yet. They're looking. Oklahoma wanted a grounding. Now the officials are talking. Now here comes the flag.
Intentional grounding. Number 11 against the offense. Penalty has lost it down. 4th down.
Well, Oklahoma brought the house right there on that one. We were trying to set up a little screen pass. Oklahoma had it defended well. Nothing Fromm could do, just trying to get rid of the football. Good job there, but it's the right call on the field for intentional grounding.
So the Dogs go backwards on that series from the 39 back to the 31-yard line. Will be forced to punt it away. Lamb is the deep receiver for Oklahoma. He stands on the 29 of the Sooners. Now the officials want to talk a little bit more as they stop play with 10:54 to go in the game. And the referee, Jeff Heiser, is going to come to the sidelines. They may be reviewing maybe the spot of the ball. We'll see. They're going to go to the video monitor, so they'll go to the Barbasol review. Georgia fans, after cheering on your Bulldogs, you deserve a close, comfortable shave with new Barbasol razors. You're looking good, Bulldogs. You're shaving with Barbasol. Officials checking with the replay booth. The ball is spotted on the 31-yard line of the Bulldogs at the moment, and that may be what they're looking at the replay about. As we look at the replay with him, and Fromm, as he was being knocked to the ground, just pitched it away with his right hand, his right arm, as he was being knocked backwards to the turf by Oklahoma's defense. The ball landed safely incomplete, fortunately, but then an intentional grounding flag was thrown on the Bulldog quarterback. Officials still consulting with the replay booth.
And this spot may actually come up a few yards as that ball came out of Jake's hand when he was on the 34 yard, or go back a couple yards, I'm sorry. Came out of his hand on the 34-yard line, so they may take this back a couple of yards.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. However, the foul took place at the 34-yard line. The ball be placed there. 4th down.
So Georgia gets 3 yards out of the review. It goes from the 31 back to the 34. And that's where Georgia will still be in a punting situation. They'll have to kick it away. Line of scrimmage, our 34. Cam Nizelek back on the 20. And again, Lamb is the deep man for Oklahoma. He's now on the 20-yard line. Dogs kick from the near hash to our left, leading at 38-31. 10:54 to go in the 4th quarter. Nizelek's kick is a boomer. Wow, long missile shot taken by Lamb back at the 9, backpedaling, heading across the field. Tripped up as he gets almost outside the numbers on the far sideline at maybe the 11 or the 12-yard line. Tripped up trying to run left to the sideline by Prather Hudson. He got the leg of Lamb and down at the 12-yard line. Sorry, 56 yards. That one just popped out. Fifth ball on their 12, 1st and 10. Split backers behind Mayfield. He sends one out into the right flat. He'll hand it off to Anderson running straight ahead. He breaks free of the line of scrimmage, breaks the tackle, stiff arms a man on the edge, and stumbles forward to the 27-yard line. That was a nifty run by Anderson. Tyreek McGee will get credit for the tackle at the 25-yard line, but a quick 13 that never should have been, Z, for Oklahoma.
No, it shouldn't have. We had him hemmed up and ran right past him, but he just broke out into the opening.
Mayfield will throw it to the near side. It bounces off his target, Trey Sermon. Hit him right in the chest with the hands, and he just lost possession of it. Dropped what should have been an easy pass and a positive yardage play. Incomplete is the result. 2nd down and 10 now for Oklahoma from their 27-yard line.
Boy, and it would have been a big play, too. We've seen that play against us when we played Auburn a couple of times. Just the back coming out of the backfield, Sermon in this case, and then you've got the quarterback feigning the run as well, and if he sees any quick momentum up to him, motion up to him, he flips it out to his running back, did it there, and Sermon had room to run, just dropped it.
5 seconds on the play clock. Mayfield asking for the ball, gets the snap, play fake, drops back, pump fake, throws deep, far sideline. He's got a man there and a leaping effort, and the grab is made at the Georgia 47-yard line. C.D. Lamb went up high and caught the ball, brought it down. A line drive pass to the far sideline by Baker Mayfield, and Oklahoma with a big gain on the pass play down to the Georgia 37-yard line.
Yeah, good solid coverage there, just a better throw and a better catch.
36 yards. Here's Mayfield taking off. 30, 25, 20, far sideline. Knocked out of bounds around the 15. Mayfield just taking it with a full head of steam and heading downfield. Gets it to the Bulldog 15. Tyreek McGee bumped him out of bounds.
Georgia defense back on their heels a little bit. Oklahoma's going hurry up.
22 yards on the run by Mayfield. Here they go now running it straight up the gut. Down to the 12-yard line by Rodney Anderson. They switch gears and go with a little power football from Anderson. And he grinds out a little bit to the 12-yard line. The game was 3.
And hopefully that slows this Oklahoma offense down. When they get rolling downhill, they are tough to stop. Just so up-tempo, they get you on your heels.
They have roared from their 12 to Georgia's 12, or just inside our 12. It's 2nd down now for the Sooners. And about 7 to go on the Dogs' 12-yard line. Sooners trail by a touchdown, 38-31, threatening to tie. Play fake Mayfield. He's got too much time. Now he scrambles to his left. He throws it into the end zone. And on the back line, it's caught, and that's a touchdown by Dimitri Flowers, the fullback. He sneaked along the back line, and Mayfield's scramble extended the play, and then he got the pretty good passing sight line and found Flowers open in the back portion of the end zone, and we're a point away from being tied again.
For a quarter and a half, we were able to apply pressure and eliminate that creativity from Baker Mayfield. Not so much that time. It was good coverage for a while, but we had no one there to contain Baker Mayfield. He scrambled out to his left. Clear vision, clear lane.
Here's Seibert for the point after, and it's into the net good. And we're tied at 38 with 8:47 to go in the ball game. Brand new score here at the Rose Bowl as the Sooners go 82 yards and make short work of it. A 12-yard, 11-yard is the official number. 11-yard touchdown pass from Mayfield to Flowers to tie it up at 38. Timeout here in the 4th quarter. More Rose Bowl activity coming up for you next here on the Bulldog Sports Network.
Georgia, Oklahoma.
Play fake to Sony. Fromm sets up and throws deep. He's got Godwin. Touchdown in stride as he crosses the goal line.
This is the Rose Bowl.
Oklahoma ties it up. Seibert to kick it away from left to right. Under darkness here in Southern California, Seibert's kick will sail into the end zone. Hardman will make the grab. He wanted to run it. He took about a step and a half and then took a knee. And Georgia will have it on the touchback at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Dogs have been effective on the ground. 420 yards of offense today, 273 rushing yards, 142 for Sony Michel on only 6 carries, and 141 yards on 10 carries by Nick Chubb. 1st and 10 at the 25 for the Dogs. Georgia huddles up. Lamont Gilliard will position himself over the football. Fromm up under center. Michel, the backfield, runs up to urgently ask Fromm a question. Play clock at 8. Everybody in tight at right. Toss sweep to Sony, right side. Hit at the 27. He had a full head of steam and some blocking over there, but the Oklahoma defense penetrated and got through some of the Georgia blockers. They're going to give him up to the 30-yard line. I thought he hit him behind that. Kenneth Murray
made the stop, but a 5-yard gain on a quick run, a toss sweep to the right for Sony Michel.
Yeah, good solid push there by the Georgia offensive line. It was student body right. We've seen the Dogs run that and go to that a number of times throughout the year. Well executed run on first down.
2nd and 5, Dogs from our 30. Play fake from, sets up on the hash, throws far sideline, caught falling out of bounds. Mecole Hardman. He went down to his knee and fell into the Georgia sideline at the 45-yard line. That's a first down presented by Scana Energy for the Bulldogs. They'll spot the ball on the 45 after a 15-yard pickup.
Great body control there by Mecole Hardman. Just ran an out route. 5-step drop by Jake Fromm. Put it on the outside. Only place to put it.
It's a completed catch. That play is under further review.
Referee Jeff Heiser says they're going to take a look at it. That'll slow down the pace and the momentum now with 7:54 to go.
Yeah, no
38-38.
No doubt about that one. We just saw the replay. This should be a quick review. Mecole not only had both feet in bounds, but got his leg down as well.
This play under review is brought to you by Barbasol. New from Barbasol now, the brand America trusts for a close, comfortable shave. Now with razors, premium disposable razors. You're looking good, Bulldogs. You're shaving with Barbasol. So a trio of officials have come to the near sideline. Jeff Heiser, a quick listen to the replay booth, and now he's ready for the announcements.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down.
Well, you guys called it. That was a quick review. And it's the Dogs' ball, 1st and 10 at the Georgia 45-yard line, moving to the left. 7:54 remaining in the ball game. 38-38 is our score. Oklahoma worked their way to a 31-14 lead, up by 17. Then the Dogs scored 24 unanswered before Oklahoma tied it on its last possession. Chubb and Payne in the ball game. Chubb is the lone setback. Payne went out. He is not in now. 2 receivers to each side. Single setback is Chubb. Nick takes the handoff, angling to the right, looking for some space. Got about 1.5 yards, maybe 2, before tripped up at the 47. Marquez Overton, the nose guard. A big 295-pounder from Tulsa, Oklahoma, makes the stop for the Sooners. They bring the ball back to the 46. Give Nick 1 yard on that carry. 2nd down and 9 from our 46-yard line.
Oklahoma dropped back into cover 2, so a good play call. Just didn't get the kind of push we needed on the right side of that offensive line.
This is Michel in the contest now in the backfield, or is that Swift? That is Sony. He's going to take the handoff and run towards us. Near side, trying to break tackles, running laterally. And he fumbled the football as he was hit on the 45. It's picked up by Oklahoma. Near sideline, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Oklahoma picked up the fumble by Sony Michel and took it into the end zone from about 40, 45 yards out.
Boy, you just never see it happen. Sony Michel really nowhere to go. Lost his balance and then just got popped. The helmet right on the football. Easy scoop and score. We had Javon Wims there to maybe make a play, but couldn't get the tackle.
Stephen Parker, the senior strong safety from Tulsa, has given Oklahoma the lead, 44-38 with a defensive score. They had one of those in their Big 12 championship game when Caleb Kelly picked up a TCU fumble and returned it 18 yards.
Covered by the defense is under further review.
They're going to take a look at it, review the play. We'll take a look at the replay as well, as Sony was running to his left, stretching all the way out towards the sideline. They hit him low. The ball came out. And it looked clearly from that angle, at least like it was a fumble. He wasn't on the ground when the ball came loose. And I couldn't tell if Stephen Parker stepped out of bounds or not. Play is being reviewed. It's definitely a fumble. Looking at that replay now, it's a much closer, up-close view. This play under review is brought to you by Barbasol and new disposable premium razors. Quite possibly the best thing to happen to Barbasol since shaving cream. Looking good, Bulldogs. You're shaving with Barbasol. Jeff Heiser is our referee. Continues to wear the headset. They continue to show the replay here on the big board at the Rose Bowl, and the Oklahoma fans screaming about what they have seen. And now here's Jeff Heiser with the official announcement. It's going to be a touchdown for Oklahoma.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
That is the first fumble on a running play by Georgia this season. and it could be a costly one. The first lost fumble, I should say. Sony Michel hit, coughed it up, and it was returned 46 yards for a touchdown by Stephen Parker for Oklahoma. Here's the point after try for the 45th point of the ball game, which is what Oklahoma averages on a regular basis. Extra point is good. And now the Sooners have scored 14 straight points to regain the lead after falling down by 7. It's 45-38. 6:52 to go in the ball game.
And still time on the clock here. Plenty of time for this Georgia offense that's been racking up yards and points just like Oklahoma has as well. No need to panic. All your timeouts. Back in the hole, though, and having to climb out of it.
Dogs will send the kick return unit out. It's Mecole Hardman asking for a little bit of help from the crowd as he trots towards the end zone. Oklahoma feeling a little more jubilant now after they've scored back-to-back touchdowns to take the lead again, 45-38. Well, we've had a little bit of everything in this ball game.
Boy,
certainly a lot of offense. Z, both teams closing in on 500 yards of total offense. Now we've got a defensive score. We almost had one for the Dogs. An interception by Dominic Sanders, returned it 39 yards, I think, on the interception return down to the 5 or the 4, and then Georgia scored shortly thereafter. Here's Oklahoma's kick from left to right. Seibert puts it in the air. Hardman wants to run this one out, and he will, a yard deep in the end zone. Between the hashes to the 10 to the 15, breaks outside the numbers to the 20, far sideline, and shoved out of bounds. Hit around the 20. Where are they going to spot it? Initially, it looked like the 25. And now let's see where they spot him down. 27, maybe 28. There's a lot of activity on the far sideline. A lot of bodies there. Dimitri Flowers made the hit. And they'll spot him on the 25, I think. Yes, they will. So Georgia with the ball. 1st and 10 at the 25. Now trailing by 7 with 6:46 remaining here in the contest. .45 points by Oklahoma, the most allowed by Georgia this season. But the Dogs have put 38 on the boards themselves. Fromm will work out of the shotgun. Chubb's in the backfield. 3 receivers to the near side. Hand off Chubb. Oklahoma waiting on it. They came right around blockers on the right side to stop Nick for no gain at the line of scrimmage. Okoronkwo, the linebacker, coming. He was lined up on the left edge defensively, just came right down the line of scrimmage. Nobody touched him, I don't believe. And he makes the tackle on Chubb for no gain at the 25.
Jake Fromm looked like he wanted to pull that one out from Chubb and keep it himself, but Chubb said, "No, sir, let me take it."
That may have been the play because Fromm may have had some running room on this near side. Play fake Fromm. Now he runs to the left. Up the field now at the hash, gets 5 yards to the 30. Oklahoma clobbers him there. Led by Trey Norwood. The gain is 5. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Dogs. And certainly our largest third down of this ball game with under 6 minutes to go, and Georgia trailing now by 7.
The Dogs only 2 out of 8 on 3rd down. It's been an area of struggle for us all afternoon long.
Wims and Ridley are out wide to the right. Godwin and Nauta in a little bit tighter to the left. Sony Michel in the backfield. Now we send Godwin in motion across the formation to the right. Fromm takes the shotgun snap, drops back on the 20, looking, throws it low, incomplete at the 35. We tried to grab it with one hand. The pass was too low, and Godwin couldn't get the hand under it to scoop it up off this luscious turf here at the Rose Bowl. It'll be 4th down and 5 for the Dogs. 5:24 to go. We'll have to kick it away and play some serious defense.
Boy, Dogs now 2 out of 9, and just been an area all day long that we've struggled. Have not been able to keep the chains moving, and you're right. Got to put the football back into the hands of this explosive Oklahoma offense that's all of a sudden found their footing.
Georgia 47% on 3rd down conversions all season long. Best in the SEC and one of the best in the country, but not happening today. Nizelik's punt not high. Going to bounce on the 31 and take a Georgia roll on the near sideline. It'll bounce out of bounds at the 23-yard line. It's a 47-yard punt with the bounce and the roll. He got some decent distance on it, but Oklahoma's got the ball back. That's the problem. 5:16 to go. Sooners lead the Dogs 45-38 in a knockdown, drag-out shootout here in Pasadena. 1st and 10 at the 23. That's where the Sooners will start this possession.
Baker Mayfield now 19 out of 28, 266 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did have the 1 pick.
Defensive score by Oklahoma has given the Sooners the lead. Fumble by Sony Michel and a scoop and a return for 46 yards and a touchdown by Parker, the safety for Oklahoma. Out of the pistol, they'll run it with Anderson, looking for space, cuts behind one of his big blockers, breaks 1 tackle, then off to the races left, but John Atkins chased him down and drags him down from behind. The big nose man for the Dogs makes the stop at the 27. Anderson was about to get up ahead of steam as he saw some open space to the left, but Atkins put a squelch on that, stopping him with the tackle at the 27-yard line. The gain was 4.
As good as Mayfield's been today, it's really Anderson key to the game. 184 yards on the ground for him.
Most allowed by a single back this season against the Georgia defense. Kerryon Johnson rushed for over 160 yards in Auburn's win over the Dogs. Snap to Mayfield. He'll fake it and roll to the near side. Still the ball in his hands. He's still running, and Lorenzo Carter will chase him down at the 30-yard line on this sideline. And he'll be short of the first down by about 3 yards. 3rd down and 3. The gain was 3. And the clock continues to tick. 4:10, 4:09. We're down 7. Oklahoma leads 45-38, and they've got the ball with a 3rd down coming up.
Great discipline there by the Dogs in coverage. First of all, not to commit and come up on Baker. And then Lorenzo Carter, great closing speed.
Sooners 7 of 14, 50% on 3rd down tries today. They've got 3 receivers left. They bring the tight end in tight. Run out of the pistol. Mayfield takes the snap. We'll toss it short range to Anderson. We'll eat him up behind the line. Anderson trying to worm his way up to the 30-yard line. Tyler Clark made first contact. DeAndre Walker up from his linebacking spot to help make the tackle. And the Georgia defense will stop Oklahoma at the 30-yard line. And the Dogs will use a timeout to stop the clock there. It'll be 4th down and 3 for the Sooners.
Timeout, Georgia. 30-second timeout.
3:29 remaining in the ball game. Sooners lead the Dogs by 7. And Oklahoma in a punting situation when times come back in.
For 3 minutes and 32 seconds. 3-3-2.
They'll put 3 more seconds on the clock, says Jeff Heiser, the referee. And the Sooners will apparently be punting it away here on 4th down and 3 from their own 30-yard line, leading by 7 with a little more than 3.5 minutes to go in this Rose Bowl contest.
And Oklahoma's really done a good job on the last several series where the Dogs have had the football of shutting down and minimizing this rushing attack that's been so prevalent. Dogs need to find a couple of creases there, but this is going to come down more than likely to the freshman Jake Fromm to see if he can put this team on his back.
Mecole Hardman will go back deep to receive the punt for Georgia. Austin Seibert's done a nice job for them today. This will be his 6th punt of the game. He's averaged just shy of 46 yards a kick with a long of 57 today. He stands on his 16 to receive the snap. There it is. He fields it low, gets the kick away. Not real deep. High hanging kick. Going to bounce on the 36 and take a Georgia roll to the near sideline, and it rolls across the 40 on a back bounce to the 41-yard line. The Dogs got 5 more yards on the Bulldog bounce. So Georgia, good field position to start the possession, down a touchdown at our own 41. It was only a 29-yard punt by Seibert. 3:22, there's time. The Dogs have 2 timeouts remaining. So that's your situation. We're down a touchdown. We've got good field position and time on the clock and 2 timeouts. Ball on our 41, 1st and 10, up to the line, moving to our left. 8 seconds on the play clock. Fromm backs up into the shotgun. Sony Michel offset to his left. Fromm will hand it to Sony. He's got a little bit of a hole. They grab him as he runs through it, and Sony struggles up to get to the 45. Overton had one of his big muscular arms on Sony Michel to slow him down, and Sony got about 4 yards to the 45. It's second down and 6.
Well, that was close to being a gash for the Georgia Bulldogs.
You're right. Overton saved it with that arm tackle until the cavalry arrived. Fromm throws wide to the right. It's caught coming back to the ball. That is Terry Godwin. Makes one man miss into Oklahoma territory to the 40, maybe the 39. Stephen Parker had to make the stop. We moved the sticks. That first down brought to you by Scana Energy. 2:49 to go. Clock stops for the resetting of the chains over at the 40-yard line.
Oklahoma brought the house. We were man-to-man on the outside. Good composure there by Jake Fromm to deliver a strike to Godwin.
15 yards and a first down. Dogs work on the far hash, moving left. Clock ticks at 2:33, 2:32. We're down 7 here in the Rose Bowl. Fromm back in the shotgun, takes the snap on the 50. Here comes pressure. He sidesteps him. Jake takes off. Now he dumps it over the line to Sony. 35, 30, makes the man miss. Far sideline, 25, 24, 23. Stopped by Will Johnson, the free safety at the 23.
Sorry, Scott. What a play by Jake Fromm. He was standing so calmly in the pocket. I didn't even think he saw the Oklahoma defender coming at him. Somehow side steps him, and then the composure to find Sony Michel.
17 yards, another first down for the Dogs. Clock ticks at 2:05. 2:04. Oklahoma substitutes. They run a big lineman off, and they run a big lineman on. Dogs first and 10 at the Sooner 23-yard line. Down by 7. Less than 2 minutes to go in this contest. Chubb's in the backfield. Fromm wants to throw. Sets up on the hash. Moves up in the pocket. Trying to find some running room and a blocker. He runs into his own man. Isaiah Wynn at the 25 and goes down at the 24. Maybe back to the 23. Did he get back to the line of scrimmage? He may have just barely. No gain. Bledsoe, the tackle. And Famatohu, one of the backup nose guards, made the stop for Oklahoma.
Great coverage downfield by Oklahoma, and Dogs taking their time. Only 1:20 left on the clock.
Now less than 80 seconds. We're down 7. Second down and 10 from the Sooner 23. Mecole Hardman in motion to the right. Play fake to Chubb. Fromm's got time. Sets up between the hashes. Throws it out of bounds to the right just to get rid of the football. Just airmailed it way over the head of Mecole Hardman into the Georgia sideline. Stops the clock with 1:06 to go. But now it's third down and 10. Georgia needs a touchdown to try to catch Oklahoma. We're down 7, 45-38.
Dogs were expecting pressure there, went max protect, and really just had a one-man route out. Sooners dropped back into coverage, and nowhere for Jake to go with that one.
2 receivers to the right for the Dogs, 2 to the left. Sony's in the backfield now. 5 offensive linemen. Fromm in the shotgun. Sooners have 4 down linemen, all with a hand on the ground. Here they come. Fromm in the pocket. Throws it over the middle. He's got a guy at the 10, at the 8. That's Terry Godwin. He cut in outside the numbers on the right. Cut between the hashes, and Fromm hit him on a crossing. And we're down inside the 10. It's goal to go for the Dogs at the Oklahoma 7-yard line. 64 seconds to go. It's goal to go, so they stop the clock on the first down. The Dogs 7 down, trying to tie it up. Fromm into the end zone, and incomplete. In the back corner, there's a flag. It's going to be interference on Oklahoma, I believe. Trying to go to Wims in the back left corner of the end zone. Trey Norwood, the guilty party.
Number 13, ball be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
Minute to go. You heard Jeff Heiser, the referee. Ball will be placed at the 2. It'll be first down there. Goal to go. 45-38 is our score. Oklahoma leading Georgia by 7. Dogs ball on the Sooners 2 with 60 ticks to play in the Rose Bowl.
Dogs very composed right now. Still a couple of timeouts, so they've got the entire playbook.
We flip-flop guys all over the place. Now we're going to go wild dog with Chubb. Direct snap to Nick. He runs to the right. Tries to cut upfield. Touchdown! 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 Chubb! We went wild dog. They snapped it right to 27. And the senior from Cedartown went right, cut up at the 2, and into the end zone for the score. We're a point away from tying this sucker.
Boy, great patience there by Nick Chubb. Looked like nothing was there initially. He's able to stretch that play out until he finally finds a crease and then just walks into the end zone untouched.
Rodrigo Blankenship to knot it at 45 with the extra point attempt.
Fricks to snap. Nizelek to hold. Rodrigo to kick it. There's the snap and the hold. The kick is in the air. It is good. We're tied. 45-45. Georgia and Oklahoma with 55 seconds remaining in this ball game. That touchdown by Chubb, by the way, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. What a drive by Georgia. 7 plays, 59 yards. Took 2:27 off the clock. We had to have it. Nick Chubb got it with a 2-yard touchdown run on the Wild Dog.
Boy, that extra point, Rodrigo started his approach to the ball a little bit soon. Took a couple of false steps there. Still able to compose himself and punch it through the uprights, thankfully.
Oh, my goodness. 55 seconds. That's way too much time for this Oklahoma offense. Chubb scores his second touchdown of the contest. He's got 144 yards. Sony's got 2 touchdowns, 151 yards. Fromm, 20 of 28 passing for 210 yards and 2 touchdown throws. Baker Mayfield, 266 through the air. He's 19 of 28, 2 TDs and a pick. Rodney Anderson has run us ragged, 184 yards on 23 carries and 2 touchdowns, and there's 55 seconds left to see who plays for the big trophy in Atlanta next Monday night. Blankenship's kick from the 35 in the air as he booms it long and deep, and it will land in the back portion of the end zone and out of bounds for a touchback. Oklahoma will have the ball, 55 seconds, 3 full timeouts, and 75 yards in front. But we're tied, so they don't need a touchdown. They only need 3.
And we've seen the way this Oklahoma offense can just chew up yardage in no time at all. So plenty of time on the clock here. Dogs, still 2 timeouts. Oklahoma, all 3 of theirs.
45-45. Boy, you couldn't ask for more as a fan or a viewer or a listener of this ball game. The Rose Bowl getting their money's worth with the SEC and the Big 12 champions. Oklahoma with the ball on the 25. And they're going to go fast. Empty set for Mayfield. Man in motion is Anderson across the formation left. He sidearms one to the near side. It's caught by Brown, the receiver. Brown wrestling for yardage. We're trying to rip the ball out of his arms. He keeps it covered and up to the 32-yard line. DeAndre Baker with the tackle on the near sideline for Georgia. Clock stops at 46 seconds.
Just a quick bubble screen on the outside in Oklahoma like they've done all afternoon. Great blocking from their wide receivers.
11 yards and a first down. Sooners will throw it off the hands, incomplete on an out route on the near sideline at the 46. CeeDee Lamb couldn't reel it in. DeAndre Baker letting the officials know that it was an incompletion. Clock at 37 seconds and stopped. It's second down and 10. Sooners from their 37-yard line. 45-45 is our score. 37 seconds left in the Rose Bowl in regulation. Out of the pistol now. 3 receivers wide to the left for the Sooners. Mayfield with Anderson behind him. Georgia wants to blitz. They hand it to Anderson. He cuts it left tackle, breaks one tackle with a stiff arm, and then across the 40 and tumbled down to the 45. DeAndre Baker, another tackle for the Georgia corner man. Up to the 45. The gain is 8.
Timeout, Oklahoma. First charge timeout. 30-second timeout.
Sooners stop the clock with 29 seconds to go. And the line of scrimmage will be their 45-yard line.
Oklahoma still 2 timeouts there, and Anderson, good smart play call there by Oklahoma, giving it to Anderson. Plenty of time on the clock. All Oklahoma needs is to get into field goal range here, so they're playing just for that right now. Pretty close to the vest, trying to control the clock, but still utilizing their entire playbook.
In case you're wondering, Austin Seibert, Oklahoma's kicker, 15 of 18 when he was coming into the ball game. Today for the Sooners, a very good percentage, 83% of his field goals, along a 51. They're a little bit away from that right now, but 29 seconds remaining in a tie ball game here in the 4th period. Sooners 3rd down and 2 from their own 45-yard line. Mayfield in the shotgun. They've got 3 receivers out to the left, 1 to the right. Play clock at 10 for Mayfield.
He went up to talk to his line and then back into the shotgun. Anderson's in the backfield. Mayfield wants to throw, looking with time, throws it near sideline. Incomplete! Incomplete at the 35. He overthrew his back. Rodney Anderson out of the backfield. We had guys covering him. It was Roquan and Sanders down there. Dominic Sanders were the two guys in coverage on this near sideline. And the incompletion stops the clock with 24 seconds to go. And it's 4th down for Oklahoma. 4th down and 2 from their 45.
Anderson just on a wheel route out of the backfield. Faked the swing pass and then tried to catch us off guard a little bit. But no dice. Dogs. Great discipline there. Great coverage as well.
Oklahoma with a punt unit out there. Georgia won't send a deep man back. We may bring the house. Let's see. Or just punt safe. Seibert going to kick it. Angling it right. Long, hanging spiral. Sails way out of bounds. Almost hit the hedge here at the Rose Bowl. And they spot it out of bounds around the 25 of Georgia. Dogs will have the ball. 17 seconds to go. 2 timeouts remaining on the 25-yard line with 17 seconds to go. Can we get a couple of plays into Blankenship territory and try to win it with a field goal? He had a 55-yarder Rose Bowl record at the end of the first half. The last 3 Oklahoma punts by Seibert, maybe he's getting leg weary. 29, 29, and 30 yards. Field position swinging heavily in favor of Georgia in that situation. So the Dogs with the ball on the 25. And 17 seconds to go. We're going to play for overtime, it looks like. We're going to go to overtime. Fromm will take a snap and take a knee, and they'll run this clock out in regulation. We're going to play for overtime and a spot in the national championship game. What more could you want?
Boy, what an unbelievable game. Dogs fighting their way out of a hole that many thought probably we weren't going to be able to fight our way out of. Get the break at the end of the first half, get 3 points on the board. How big does that loom right now? And then in control of the football game, and then Oklahoma comes surging back. But then the composure of the true freshman, Jake Fromm, to be able to lead his football team back down to tie this football game up. Going toe-to-toe, head-to-head with the Heisman Trophy winner and holding his own and then some.
512 yards of offense for Oklahoma, 498 yards for Georgia today. The Dogs have rushed for almost 300. We're sitting at 288. Oklahoma not far behind at 232. It's just been very evenly matched numbers-wise when we play all 60 minutes of regulation. And we're extremely evenly matched on the scoreboard because we're deadlocked at 45 and we're going to overtime here in the Rose Bowl. Let's go down to the sidelines. Cook's Pest Control sideline report. Chuck Dowdle. Chuck.
Look, they've only got 7 offensive points here, I believe, in the second half. Is that correct? I believe that's right. They got, just 7 offensive points is all they've been able to muster against this Dogs defense. So the Dogs defense right now feeling like they've got the upper hand going into this overtime. They're leaning on this crowd behind them, which is offering tremendous support to this Georgia football team. Hey, overtime, I don't care how we win it, let's just win it.
Sounds like a plan, Chuck. Let's pause. 10 seconds for station identification. We're going to overtime at the Rose Bowl, tied at 45 on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. What a fight we have had through 60 minutes of regulation. Georgia fell down behind by 17 points and then scored 24 straight to take a 7-point lead. Oklahoma came back with back-to-back touchdowns, one of them a scoop and score, a defensive touchdown, and a fumble return of some 40 yards by their safety, Stephen Parker. And then Georgia was able to tie the game on a 2-yard touchdown run out of the Wild Dog by Nick Chubb. And Blankenship's point after knotted it at 45, and that's where we stand as we get ready for overtime. The Rose Bowl record for total points, Jay Black tells me, was 101 last year when Southern Cal and Penn State played a 52-49 contest with the Trojans beating the Nittany Lions. We've got 90 combined right now. I don't know if I expected that. maybe by one team, but not necessarily by both teams.
Well, in the way it was going in the first half, and you saw Oklahoma just running right through us constantly, probably figured that they were going to be up there, but the Dogs answered the bell, fought through adversity, found a way to climb back into this thing and wrestle momentum away. Just has been one heck of a football game.
Procedure are as follows.
Here's our overtime rules.
When I flip the coin, whichever team comes up will have the choice of offense, defense, or side of the field. On the third possession, you'll have to go for 2. Okay? Flip the coin. Oklahoma, you won the toss. Defense. Who wants defense? Which way? Okay. Oklahoma will play defense first. Georgia's ball this way.
I think that is an Oklahoma coin they're tossing.
That's 2 in a row, isn't it?
By the way, with Sony and Nick's performance today, combining for 296 yards on the ground, they have become the most successful combined running duo in NCAA history, passing Eric Dickerson and Craig James for most combined career yardage. Georgia approaching 8,200 career yards by Sony Michel and Nick Chubb. So that's another feather in their cap. That's pretty impressive stuff. And those other guys were pretty good, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Pretty special, those two. It's been a joy to watch them. Let's go find a way to get one more viewing of them.
All right, they'll put the ball down on the 25-yard line. The game clock is off. 45-45. Georgia on offense first. Dogs moving to our right. 1st and 10 on the 25. Nick Chubb, the lone setback. 2 tight end formation, Blazevich and Nauta. Now we bring Wims in tight on the left. Hand it to Chubb. Chubb looking for running room off the left edge. Got a yard, but no more, to the 24, and they ride him back to the 30. Forward progress will put the ball at the 24-yard line. Okoronkwo, the linebacker for Oklahoma, with another tackle. He's had a nice game, especially in the second half.
Yeah, as we get into the fourth quarter, this Oklahoma defense really showed a few things up on the defensive line that's made any yardage on the ground difficult to come by.
Can't make a mistake in this situation. It'll cost you the game. We're tied at 45 in overtime. First possession, Georgia 2nd down and 9 from the 24-yard line. Sony's in. Sony with the carry. Runs straight ahead behind Baker and Gilliard. And forcing his way, driving to the 21. He got 3. It'll be 3rd down. Overton, the nose man, jamming things up like an LA freeway in the middle of that line of scrimmage.
Boy, and another 3rd down. Dogs only 30% this afternoon. 3 out of 10, and we need it now.
3rd and 7. Ball on the Oklahoma 21-yard line. We're in overtime. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Sony's in the backfield with Fromm. Snap. Jake drops back. Foot on the 30. Throws it in. It's off the hands of Nauta. He was open, had it in his hands, and he couldn't catch it. Hit him in the hands. A little bit of an angle and a reach by the tight end, Isaac Nauta, at the 10. Would have been a 1st down.
Boy, would have been a 1st down easy. Sat right in the middle of that zone. Not sure if the pass was far off target. A little bit behind him, but one that you know he's going to want back.
So we'll have to go reaching for a pretty lengthy field goal here. A 38-yard try between the hashes. Kicking to the right for Blankenship for the lead in overtime. Snap, placement, kick, away, reaching, looking, and it's good. 38-yarder gives Georgia a temporary lead, 48-45. That's another All-State good hands field goal here in the contest. And with that field goal, Walton Gas is kicking it for charity and donating another $500 to local charities. Walton Gas, Georgia proud. Now you got to keep Oklahoma out of the end zone. And that's no easy task.
No, not at all. The defense has done a great job here in the second half of this football game, but Oklahoma's as explosive as they come.
Georgia 48, Oklahoma 45. Overtime in the Rose Bowl. Sooners first possession. If they cough it up,
and we recover it, the game's over. How about we do that?
I'm all in for that one. Say it again.
Get us out of here. All right, ball on the 25. 1st and 10 for the Sooners now. 3 receivers, right man in motion. Mayfield takes the snap, hands it off to Anderson. He runs right into the arms of John Atkins, who will carry him down at the 21-yard line, a 4-yard pickup, as Big John wrapped his arms and gave him a bear hug around Rodney Anderson, who's had an outstanding day, approaching 200 yards rushing for the Sooner redshirt sophomore.
Dogs right now cover 2 look. See if they come up and drop another guy in the box.
2nd and 6. Ball on the 21. Mayfield pitches it forward to Brown on a sweep to the left. He's looking for running room. Defense stretches it out of bounds at the 18-yard line. J.R. Reed forcing Brown all the way to the left edge and out of bounds there. It's 3rd down and a couple for a 1st down for the Sooners.
Boy, great play there by J.R. Reed, able to fight off a block and make a tackle in space.
Ball on the 17. Georgia 48, Oklahoma 45. A touchdown wins it for the Sooners. A field goal ties it. A turnover will lose it for Oklahoma. 3rd down and 2. Mayfield up under center right now. They bring a man in tight from the right. He'll stay under center and hand it on an end around left. And he didn't get the 1st down. We hit him twice and then hit him a 3rd time and knocked him back at the 17. Reggie Carter hit him first and then Roquan with the finishing blow. It's 4th down for the Sooners.
Boy, in Oklahoma right now thinking about going for it. They're keeping their offense on the field.
That was Jordan Smallwood, his first touch of the football, as he sneaked in tight in motion, and then they gave it to him on a little speed sweep to the left, and the Dogs defended it well, and they will send on the kicking unit to try and tie this ball game. Austin Seibert.
And they're going to have to
play
hurry.
Clock, yeah, it's at 5. It's at 4. This will be a 23-yard try. Now Oklahoma has to call a timeout before the play clock ticks down.
Timeout, Oklahoma. 30-second timeout.
Line of scrimmage is the 16. It's 4th and a yard. Maybe a little bit of change in addition to that. 4th and 1. And now Oklahoma has to use the time as the play clock was winding down. It was at 5, and they were still trying to get set. And Tony suggests that Oklahoma's freezing their own kicker.
Well, indeed, you know, right now
that'll be a good result then.
Well, and right now they may be talking about going for it as well. You have to be alert for them. Keep their offense on the field at this point.
Sooners had their field goal unit out there. Seibert has done well this season for Oklahoma. He's got a 38-yard field goal today. That's been his only try. This is his 2nd attempt of the ball game. If he makes it, we keep playing. If he misses it, Georgia wins and goes to the national championship. If they fake it, then we might keep going. We'll see. 4th and 1. A 33-yard try just inside the far hash, kicking it right to tie and extend overtime.
Timeout, Oklahoma. 30-second timeout.
Now they're putting him in the deep freeze. The referee said Oklahoma called the timeout. Okay. Georgia called the timeout. The official said Oklahoma. But Georgia called that timeout.
And Kirby Smart was hot about something. I'm not sure what he was hot about on the sideline. He was the one that called the timeout, wanting to freeze Oklahoma here, but upset about something.
Both teams have used their overtime timeout. 48-45, Georgia leading Oklahoma by a field goal. Sooners facing a 4th and 1, and they've had their field goal unit out there for a couple of tries now, but 2 timeouts have prevented Austin Seibert from trying to get his leg in the air. Now here they go again. Line of scrimmage, the 16. They'll spot it down on the 23-yard line. Connor McGinnis is the holder. Austin Seibert, right-footed kicker, just inside the far hash, kicking right to tie the game in overtime. 33-yard try. The kick is away. It's in the air, and it is good. We'll play another overtime. 48-48.
That was another All-State good hands field goal here in the Rose Bowl. And it extends the game for another 2 possessions at least. Maybe. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Maybe.
48 points by Georgia here in the Rose Bowl. That's a Georgia Bowl record, by the way, eclipsing the previous mark of 45 points in the Capital One Bowl. We're just going to play as long as it takes, folks.
Jake Fromm, 20 out of 29, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, a quarterback rating in the biggest game of his life of 152.6. Phenomenal performance there. Sony Michel, 154 yards on the ground. Nick Chubb, 145 yards on the ground. 4 touchdowns between the 2 of them, 2 apiece.
So they'll put the ball back on the 25 again. And I believe Oklahoma stays on offense here on this particular series.
Oklahoma's got it first here, and see if the Dogs can keep up the work they've been doing throughout this second half.
Well, the defense for Georgia comes off that far sideline. Not a soul has left the Rose Bowl, by the way. And if one does, he or she should be shunned forever. 48-48. Double overtime coming up. Sooners on offense. Ball at the 25, 1st and 10. So the first series between the 2 teams netted 6 points and a pair of field goals. Here's Mayfield, split backfield behind him. He walks up towards the line, looks to his right, giving signals, calling the play. Play clock at 12. Ready for the snap. He's got it. He'll hand it off to Anderson. He runs straight ahead to the 20 and down there.
Boy,
Carter and Thompson and the other Carter. Trenton and Lorenzo and Reggie all in on the stop.
Just a dive there to Anderson. He continues to run hard. That big offensive line. Pretty good push there. Nice first down pickup of 5 yards.
So it's 2nd and 5 now for the Sooners at the 20-yard line. In a tie ball game in overtime, 48 apiece. We're in the second extra session. Mayfield shotgun. 2 receivers right. Bring a man in motion. Fake the sweep in the pocket. Thompson chases. Mayfield throws for the corner of the end zone. It's incomplete. Trying to go to Mark Andrews. Pass landed around the 3 out of bounds. Incomplete. Will bring up 3rd down now for the Sooners.
And it was the pressure there of Lorenzo Carter and Trenton Thompson that flushed Mayfield out of the pocket and forced him to throw that football sooner than he wanted to.
Dogs have done a nice job on Andrews today. He's got a handful of catches, but nothing that has been backbreaking. Let's hope it stays that way. It's 3rd and 5 for the Sooners on their own 20 here in overtime. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Mayfield in the shotgun. He's on the 25. Now timeout Oklahoma.
Timeout Oklahoma. 30-second timeout.
So that'll be their 1 timeout in this overtime session. Lincoln Riley, the head coach, stops the clock. 48-48 is our score. Overtime number 2 here in Pasadena.
Dogs came out with a dime look in the defensive secondary, so 6 defensive backs may have created a little bit of confusion against the look that Oklahoma wanted to run the play against.
Both teams now over 500 yards of total offense. 502 for the Dogs, 526 for Oklahoma. Jay just told me first overtime in Rose Bowl history. Are you kidding? Wow. How many years have they played this game? 107?
Long time. We have to double check that stat.
I'll listen to that. First overtime in Rose Bowl history, and it's Georgia and Oklahoma. We're tied at 48. Sooners 3rd down and 5 from the 20. Mayfield in the shotgun, fields the snap, flag down, throws into the end zone, and it's intercepted. It's intercepted by DeAndre Baker, but catch the flag. Catch the flag.
Offsides. Offsides on the Dogs.
Offsides. Defense, number 13. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
Ouch.
Yeah, they went hard count. Got Ledbetter to jump. Couldn't get back.
That wipes out the pick by Baker in the end zone here in overtime. And
That will give Oklahoma a first down at the 15-yard line.
Boy, that is a heartbreaker right there. You saw it all the way. I'm sure Baker Mayfield saw it as well. Knew he had a free play, just threw one up. It was the right call.
That's only the 5th penalty on Georgia. Oklahoma has 1 penalty in this ballgame. That's unbelievable. Now Mayfield and Murray, the 2 quarterbacks, are both in the backfield. Mayfield is the quarterback. Murray's lined up behind him to his right. 1st and 10 at the 15 in overtime. They're going to run some option to the near side. Pitched it to Murray. He scampers out of bounds for a loss of a yard back at the 16. Near sideline, they ran him out as Bellamy and Carter, Reggie Carter, chased the backup quarterback out of bounds on this near sideline.
Well, option look there by Oklahoma. It looked like Murray was potentially thinking about throwing the football too, so a little trickery, but just too much heat.
Well, the sidelines on this end of the field just packed with people from the 25 in towards the end zone. I'm guessing many of those are camera people, media members, but there's 3 or 4 deep on the sideline there. Not a lot of space out of bounds. 2nd down, 10 from the 15 for the Sooners. Tie ball game, 2nd overtime. They throw it in the right flat. We eat them up at the 18-yard line. Pass was complete to Anderson, the back, and who else? Roquan Smith made the stop. The Butkus Award winner from Montezuma, Georgia, makes another tackle at the 17-yard line. He had 13 in the SEC championship win against Auburn a month ago, and that's his 11th tackle here in the Rose Bowl tonight.
Well, that was the whole way going to the outside there. Roquan saw it right from the get-go and closed quick.
3rd and 12, ball on the 17-yard line. 2nd overtime, tied at 48. Dogs and Oklahoma Sooners. Mayfield wants the football. They snap it to him. He looks left. He throws it on a crossing route. It's caught at the 18 by one of the receivers. That is Marquise Brown. He spins towards the 10, out of bounds, far sideline, shy of the first down. He got a handful of yards, got about 7, I think, to the 10-yard line. And was it Baker? Baker chased him out of bounds on the far sideline. He touched him first, and then he stepped out right before Malcolm Parrish could put a lick on him. So Oklahoma forced to try a field goal here on 4th and 5. Line of scrimmage is the 10, the field goal, a chippy from the 17-yard line, far hash. A 27-yard try for Seibert to give Oklahoma the lead. There's the snap. The kick is blocked. The kick is blocked. It's no good. It's no good. Georgia has an opportunity to win the game now. It's tied at 48, and the Dogs will get the ball. We blocked Seibert's kick.
I'm not sure who it was, but we had a tremendous push right up the middle, and somebody got a big hand up there. I think it was Lorenzo Carter.
We blocked one in the SEC championship, Daquan Hawkins-Muckle. We think it was Lorenzo Carter that got a big hand on it. Oklahoma stunned now. Georgia just needs a point of any variety, and the Dogs will advance to the championship.
Good job by the coaching staff of calming that Georgia sideline down, getting everybody composed before Jake Fromm trotted back out on the field.
We'll look at a replay, and it was Lorenzo Carter. He split the defenders there, leaping into the air, got his right arm high up in the air, and the ball nicked off his right hand. And here goes Georgia now from the 25. Give it to Sony Michel. Oklahoma won't let us go. No, that's Swift, excuse me. DeAndre Swift, the freshman, dropped for a loss back at the 27. Emmanuel Beal, the linebacker. Oklahoma defense knows they've got this whole season riding on its shoulders right now. We're tied at 48. If Georgia scores, the Dogs win and advance.
Boy, and everybody just went with DeAndre Swift there. Had Jake Fromm kept that one, he would have waltzed into the end zone.
Don't tell me that. On the 27, it's 2nd down and 12. We go wild dog with Sony. Nauta goes in motion left. Snap it to Michel. He's running to the left. Angling. 25-20. Got a block from Fromm. 50, 10, 5. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Dogs win it. We're headed to Atlanta.
Boy, what a play call right there. Go wild dogs. Sony Michel, great presence and great patience. Found a crease, and the Dogs are all on the field and now running to Sony Michel, mobbing him.
They're mobbing him in the back corner. Fromm with the key block on the left side has sent Georgia to a little backyard football at Mercedes-Benz Stadium Monday night. Dogs win it in double overtime, 54-48. It's bedlam here in the Rose Bowl for the Dog fans. Confetti flying in the air, smoke going everywhere. They're moving the stages onto the field, and Georgia continues its celebration as they have knocked off number 2 seed Oklahoma to advance one more game this season. A magical year continues for Georgia.
Never would anyone have imagined that the game would have come down to this after you watch the first and second quarters, but the resolve of this Georgia football team, find a way to get 3 points right before half on a squib kick that proved so pivotal, and then just came out the adjustments at halftime and just took this football game over.
Sony Michel with the winning score in double overtime, 27 yards by the senior from Plantation. He finishes with 181 yards, a career high for Sony Michel, 3 touchdowns on only 11 carries. 11 carries as the Dogs rush for 317 yards and win the ball game 54-48 in double overtime over the Oklahoma Sooners. What an unreal finish.
And the composure of Jake Fromm. All year long, the questions about this young man and can he lead his team to the promised land? I think that has been answered with an exclamation point tonight. Went head-to-head with the Heisman Trophy winner and outplayed him. 20 out of 29, 210 yards, 2 touchdown passes. What a phenomenal performance by that young man.
Dog fans are going to be besides themselves. The far side of the bowl here at the Rose Bowl is jam-packed. Oklahoma side here on the near side where we are is starting to filter out. The tunnels are filling up with Sooner fans vacating the stadium. The celebration is going to continue for a little while here for the folks in red and black. I don't know if Georgia's team really knows what to do after that. You win it in double overtime. It was a walk-off victory on a 27-yard run. We've got a guy doing backflips over there on the sidelines. That's one of our players.
That's Richard LeCout.
He's doing backflips. Oh, my goodness. Oh, jeez. This is crazy. Georgia will play for the national championship Monday night in our very own backyard at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And we'll certainly look forward to that, but we're not going anywhere here for a while, folks. What a game. What a finish in the Rose Bowl. 54-48, double overtime. The Dogs are the winners. 13-1, and we'll play one more time before the season comes to a close. They'll have the post-game ceremony getting underway, the trophy presentation, and we'll bring it all to you as we hang around here at Rose. We got nothing else to do. We're going to be here a while. Let's take a timeout, and we'll come back for our post-game coverage. Dogs a winner, 54-48 over Oklahoma. Georgia headed to the national championship game. More in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
I saw you yesterday before you went away. Remember well, never thinking it would end. Blue skies.
Thompson drops back in the pocket, throws it over the middle, and it is picked up by the Dogs, coming this way.
Although we knew, we chose not to know. Not to know, and it's okay. The skies may cry, but I'll be holding on. The skies may cry. Now the race is wrong. All the chaos and all the wars. When all is said and done, I couldn't ask for more.
still looking, throws it into the end zone, and touchdown! Touchdown, A.J. Green, back right corner of the end zone.